Hello and welcome, everyone. It is finally here, the end of CMSA's Season 2 2026 League of Legends League, and we are getting started tonight with the Pearl Invitationals. Hello, hello, hello. And I am Nick Dotsite. I am joined here by my co-host for the entirety of this season, Mike. And now, special guest on the stream, DRK. Hello. Hello. Yeah, it's exciting stuff. These are above us, above me, and above Mike over there are our two teams for tonight. And I'm so glad that I'm joined with you, Mike, and you, DRK, veterans of the Pearl League, because I'm interested to hear what your insights are to these players. Yeah. Uh-oh. They can't hear anything? How strange. Desktop audio not... Oh, it's not coming in. Oops, my bad. Let's see. Let's make this exactly.
I'll keep talking.
This.
You guys, as soon as
now they should be able to hear you.
Okay. Now we hear Mullins
coming in.
The party has now started.
Okay. So DRK, for everyone on stream, was just getting started talking about roll by roll. Thank you all for letting us know about the sound issues. So DRK was going roll by roll and explaining a little bit of who these people are, since he's the veteran first to speak, as well as Mike.
Yeah, sure. So I can just pick up so I was starting off with top lane. We have Space Dandy versus Frosty Penguins. For both of these players, I would consider top lane like a secondary role. Space Dandy is a fill player, but they tend to play jungle mostly, followed by top lane. So they're both filled up in top lane. So I think champions we would look out for Space Dandy. It's like Mordekaiser, but they really play everything. Frosty Penguins, like I know they're known for their Vayne top, but they can also play like the more bonk type champions like Garen and Nasus, and maybe Shen. So
did you say
top
bonk?
lane. Yeah, bonking champions like Nasus, Garen.
I like that.
It's like, again, if it's not your primary role, you're gonna go for like the more straightforward champions, right? So yeah, Frosty is mainly an ADC main. So yeah, I'll go to jungle next. So we have Shrulls versus Maple Mamba in the jungle. Shrulls is new to Pearl. This is their first season, but they've actually improved a lot over the course of the season from what I've noticed. And actually, probably with a couple tips from Maple Mamba himself. So that's kind of interesting, like student versus teacher storyline there in the jungle. Ooh. Yeah, Shrulls, like they have a couple of champions they're known for, like the Evelynn, the Cho'Gath, the Warwick. But Maple Mamba plays pretty much everything. Tends to mainly be AD fighters, plus like maybe an Echo and a Nautilus thrown in there as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they pull out there for the jungle today. For mid laners, we have Snoops versus Psyhero in the mid lane. Psyhero is a longtime Pearl player. They're known for the Lissandra, but that usually gets banned. So they fall back to like Zyra, Mel, Lux. And so we'll see again like what champions they pull out today, because those are gonna get taken up in the first few games for sure. And Snoops, they're newer to the league, so they're a bit of a wild card. They like to play everything as well. So
yeah, I think they're proud of being a wild card too. Like self-proclaimed, maybe even.
Exactly. So during the season, they played like Brand, Akshan, and but so many other random champions. So there was a time like in the last few weeks they've been doing a lot of Xin Zhao mid, for example. So I'm expecting to see a lot of wild picks here in the mid lane. So bot lane we have Medeo versus Shades. I think for these are both two solid ADC players. Medeo has had a better season this past season than Shades, but they're both solid ADC players. They don't really have overlapping champion pools necessarily. Medeo's known for like their Caitlyn, their Jhin, their Jinx. they've also been picking up like APCs like Seraphine. Shades, I know, is especially known for their Tristan and Misfortune. So like we'll see if she gets those access to those in at least one of these games. And then to round things out, we have our two supports, Spellfire versus DSauce. Again, two solid support players. They've been around Pearl for a while. Spellfire is really known for their Morgana, and DSauce is more known for their like Seraphine, their Maokai, and their Poppy. But I think it's also been a week since like last week of games, and I know people always have a bunch of picks cooked up for Invitational, so I'm very curious to see what these teams bring out today.
Yeah, thanks, Derek. Hey, that's real in-depth detail that we try to do week to week, but with our limited knowledge of just seeing the games, that's awesome. So
yeah,
it is.
Mike. And the only thing I was gonna say that Shades, I think, also is a Vayne player. I haven't seen it in a while. But yeah, I think other than that, pretty good sum up.
Yeah, I think, and I know Shades especially has been cooking. I've heard rumors of Shades cooking for this past week, so we'll see what she brings out today. So.
Absolutely. So we are just waiting on the two teams to be ready for draft, as we have a lot of good in store for you tonight. We're unveiling a new game show that I've come up with that hopefully blends the right representation of all of the skill levels we have in CMSA, but also, you know, is interesting enough that we can highlight the different voices here. So it's called Majority Rules, and we'll get into it more after the first game when we do the first version of it. But we'll see all of the mid laners that we typically saw in that most picked, most banned, most wanted graphics that we used to see. We're gonna rank them and see if we can agree as a community this wonderful time on where they belong in the tier list from S tier to F tier. So I don't know. Do you feel like there's a lot of divisiveness over in the drafting, DRK, of like when you're drafting champions, of like, this champion's good, no, actually, they're really bad, never play that? Or is it mostly like, you know what, if it's your comfort pick, then it's good?
I think in Pearl, we tend towards the latter. I know a few of these players might like put the brakes on some picks. But we tend towards the latter. Like people are gonna like go towards comfort, generally. I think though, in Invitationals, it'd be interesting to see if some of these teams like have team comps that they've put together and are like trying to like, you know, draft towards those and execute on those. So.
Yeah, I mean, no Yuumi jungle. I don't think that's too controversial to say, and we're not gonna see that, but. You know, we do have some. I've shopped around this list a little bit, around some friends that I have, and there are some F tiers, and there are very few S tier champions that they ranked. So we'll see. We'll see if it tends to be that the most popular champions, we might say, you know, they're not the best, but they are what we are comfortable with. Thank you, Anonymous, for playing that fart for 50 bits. Okay.
We don't get to hear them on the
no,
stream.
I just get to hear it blasted into my KDA headphones. The wonderful fart noise that comes out. And so, with that, we are almost ready for our first draft. So, are there any champions you think we're definitely going to see at least once in this Fearless draft?
Is it seen banned or seen played?
Seen played. Because I think eventually, even if it's a most commonly banned champion, like, it has to get through eventually. Okay.
Wasn't the Fearless draft, if it's banned once, you don't need to ban it again for the next round, or is that not accurate?
If it's played, then you don't need to ban it because it's gone forever. It's playing that makes it unavailable.
Got it. Okay. Well, I think that Lissandra is always on the plate, but it's going to probably get banned. Who we're going to see? Maybe a Sejuani? maybe a Misfortune,
Yeah, I would definitely expect those.
Lux.
I definitely expect to see Warwick at least once from Charles if it doesn't get banned. So, or like speaking of Warwick, there's a ban right there. So
Yeah. Well, are we ever going to see the Warwick come out from the other side? That's the question. It's the overlap picks where there's a little bit of competition to get to them. That's where the fun happens. We're already seeing 2 ADC bans from Frosted and Filled.
yeah, well, the Shiny Fives had banned Vayne top against Frosty, and then Jinx against Medeo. So, and then now we're seeing the Morgana against Bellfire. So, I think all
Surely.
expected bans. Sorry. So
No, I cut you off. I apologize. Go ahead.
yeah, I was just saying all expected bans.
So yeah, the surely Frosty may at some point bring out the Twitch top because he's never allowed to play Twitch in the ADC role, which is why he switched to top.
Oh.
But it seems to sneak. I mean, I don't know. He's never done it, but today could be the day.
I think today would be the best day to bring it out because I think no one's going to expect it. Although everyone knows Frosty is a Twitch main, so. But I don't know how viable Twitch is in the top lane, especially compared to like an ADC like Vayne. So.
Yeah, and we're getting into the first round of picks after we've got Vayne, Jinx, Nautilus, Warwick, Morgana, and Cho'Gath banned here. And so, I think the one that's guaranteed, I know we just saw 2 of them, but a control mage. Guaranteed. We see C9 Stoops immediately going for Psy Hero's Lissandra. That's it. No more Lissandra in the game. C9 Stoops has sniped it away.
Yeah, this is smart. Like, you know, in Fearless, once a champion's played once, you can't pick it again. So if you kind of have an idea what your opposing player is going to play, it makes sense to kind of take it away from them.
Yeah.
Right now, Psy Hero is cursing up a storm.
But Psy Hero,
you don't hear it, but there's a sound playing very loudly, so I just had to sing. Okay.
Someone's complaining that it's blurry in the chat, but it doesn't look blurry to me. Does it look blurry to you guys?
No, it's not blurry on my end. I'm watching it
as
well.
Okay.
I have 3 different versions of this because I also have the drawing here. So.
I think Frost and Phil also responded with their own takeaway of Tristana from Shade, so that's pretty. So these teams are really targeting each other for sure.
And do we think that Zyra is mid? That's Psy Hero on Zyra mid.
That's going to be Psy Hero on Zyra mid. And look at this. They're also taking Psy Hero's Mel. This is a targeted team. So the question now becomes, will they be screwing themselves over by picking champs? I mean, and I don't know if they know them or not, right? But picking champs solely for the purpose so that Psy Hero can't play them, which is funny. And as the chat mentioned, girls are fighting in the champ select. Go ahead, DRK, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's looking very from the Shiny Fives. We've seen a lot of AP champions, so they've got to pick up some AD in their next 2 picks. From the rumors I've been hearing, I think that's going to be a Mel in the bot lane, but no guarantees. Yeah, so I think we're left with jungle and support for the Shiny Fives, and then I think top lane and support for Frosted and Filled.
Yeah, and we see the targeted banning towards top lane from Frosted and Filled, and then also Shiny Fives. They're worried, I think, about Shroll's jungle picks. Now that Shroll's his last pick, I think it's going to be winding down to potentially just one or 2 choices with a team comp that's already been built out for you that now needs to have an AD jungler, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's like Warwick, Cho'Gath, and Evelyn are like the 3 main junglers Shrolls has played this season. So all 3 of them are gone. So they're going to bring out something new in this first game.
Yeah, so let's see.
This is going to be interesting, right? Like, even if it's not necessarily this game, like next game, they're taking care of It's just mean. They're fighting. And I do find it surprising that Lux has not been picked yet. Wow. Has not been picked yet.
Oh, the
these two
team names
teams.
are backwards? Uh-oh. Okay. So I will reverse them. I thought for sure that was
Oh, I
that
thought
way.
they said.
Now,
Yeah.
now we've got them the right way.
Yep.
Let me just make sure. Frosted and Filled has Medeo. Yep, that's right. Now it's right.
Okay, so for Shiny Fives, we've seen, looks like Mordekaiser top, Master Yi jungle, Lissandra mid, and then Mel Pantheon bot lane, which is spicy. I think something I haven't seen either Shades or Spellfire play these champions before, but I've heard rumors about them practicing this. So
I mean, I think there's a lot of chances and flexing being taken in this first game of just stunting on the floor, saying the first game may decide it all in terms of taking away the best champions from other players, but it also may be the riskiest where people are on their secondary champions or secondary picks for these roles. I don't know.
Right.
Even just looking at this loadout, and I know we may have 2 minutes up until we actually start the game, I don't know which team I think is better positioned. I do like the CC that Shiny Fives has on the left side here, on the blue side. Lissandra, obviously great to get Master Yi fed. Just come to my gank it, I will press R every single time. That's a winning combo right there.
agreed.
Yeah.
I think. Go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
All right. Oh no, you go. Yeah. So I think that and I just lost the screen, so I don't. Oh, there it is.
That's
I
okay.
think that the Maokai side, because I don't have the I don't have that view up right now. The I think they've got a slightly better team comp, right? Because you got the engage from Maokai, the engage from Nocturne, right? And then you can follow it up with Tristana and Varus from a distance. I think their team comp is slightly better suited in this particular situation, but you're right. There's a lot of CC on the other team as well. So, but they don't really have, like, Pantheon's tanky, but he's not a tank, right? Right? Like, he can be tanky. So I don't know. It could go either way.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying. Like the Maokai and the Nocturne have very easy engage buttons with their ults. I think it'll really depend, I think, on like what Mordekaiser builds towards. If Mordekaiser goes like a little bit of AP followed by more like tanky options, then they could be a good frontline for their team because I think that's what Frosted and Filled is lacking right now is like a decent frontline. Like Maokai can frontline, but it's a support Maokai, right? So you're not going to get as much frontline value out of that champion.
Right. And as Nick likes to say, a support is a support is a support, right? As long as you got that support item, you're never gonna be something else. Which, I mean, maybe enough, right? Well, it probably is gonna come down to how the first couple minutes of the game go.
Yeah, agreed, exactly. Yeah, I'm curious to see what Master Yi looks like from Shells. I haven't seen them play that before. Nocturne I've seen from Maple Mamba before, so that's a no. And there's going to be a lot of ganking happening from the jungle for sure. Yeah. Mel Pantheon is a decent combo in the bot lane, so let's see if they can get some kills early. That'll also, like you said, those early kills like will determine the pace of the game. So
Yeah, and Mel APC was an interesting choice, right? Like, I'm not saying it's bad, right? It fits the team comp. It's and it normally, I mean, she puts out a lot of damage, and it's gonna force MR items out of the enemy team. And Frosty, I didn't notice this before in the champ select. Frosty picked Varus, which is, Varus top, which is good. He can stick away from the Mordekaiser, right?
Mhm.
But as soon as Mordekaiser ults him, he's got problems. I suppose that's true for anyone. As soon as Mordekaiser ults you, you've got problems.
Yeah, and I think Varus has more problems than typical top lane champion because Varus doesn't have any mobility in his kit, right? So if Mordekaiser ults you, you're most likely going to die. So
Better hope you're near the turret, right?
exactly. And hopefully maybe you have your ult up to kind of slow things down and root Mordekaiser. Otherwise, like Varus doesn't have too many kiting tools other than just his ult. And it looks like we are in game.
We're in game and about to switch over. And we're off.
We're off. Okay.
So there's everybody dancing around the fountain, getting, doing fountain things.
Yep. Everyone's bought their items, which is good. So that's the first mark for the game.
Pantheon, I bet, did what I do all the time and thought he was going out before the walls went down.
Yeah. Oh, and they're setting up vision in the bushes. I think Medeo and DSOS know that, like, yeah, if we get jumped on by Pantheon early, it might be a kill or like at least a couple of summers blown. So.
Right. And Mel just opening up with being rude in the bush there.
Yeah. But that Mel poke is important to build up because that's how you get the kills, right? So.
Yep. Get them passive stacks. Forget. The name of the passive is escaping me right now, but it's very important.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like both junglers are starting in the bot side, doing normal cleared buff into Gromp and Krugs. So it's been no action so far, but with like the changes in the game, it's very hard to have a lot of level 1 action. So Frosty's got the push in top lane naturally because ranged champion to melee.
Yeah, Mel Pantheon, as the chat, Dr. Fox PhD has pointed out in the chat, is true. Mel Pantheon is just mean.
Yeah, they both have abilities that block,
Oh, we got a disconnection, so I'm assuming there's about to be a pause here.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, there should be a pause. Yep.
There it is.
And yeah, it looks like we have a PC crash from Shralls on the Shiny Finds, so we'll have to wait.
So the it's correct. Mel Pantheon is a very oppressive lane, but if they make a mistake, Tristana Maokai is a perfect counter to that, right? Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna hold you still, and oh, by the way, I'm going to just shoot you with my little my little gun because I'm Tristana.
Yep, exactly. I think that'll be interesting to see. Like Medeo's got once Medeo hits like level 3 and has their W jump, that has to be timed like as soon as Pantheon engages, so that they can keep some distance from the Mel and the Pantheon. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in the bot lane. Medeo's spacing and how well they keep distance from the enemy is really good. So I think that's something they can do, but they'll just need to execute on that to survive the Mel Pantheon engages.
And we're back.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage onto Frosty over there in the top lane.
Yep. From Mordekaiser forcing a flash out of the Frosty's Varus there, but Frosty's not leaving. He's staying.
Oh, there's an exhaust down in the bot lane. I think that's enough to get the kill. Yep.
There it is.
It took a bunch of flashes, but okay. There's another pause. Let's see what it is this time.
Oh, there we go. I didn't see a disconnect this time, so.
I didn't see a disconnect this time. It's either, yeah, seems like a keyboard issue from Adeo.
Okay.
We're off to a fun start in the first game for sure.
It's never fun when like, or it's never a good thing when you're when you get a kill in this league and it was an unfair kill, right? Like
Yeah.
everybody wants it to be a fair game. And unfortunately sometimes, stuff like this happens.
Agreed. Unfortunate. It is unfortunate, but yes, stuff like that does happen. And unfortunately, we don't have the chrono break tools that Pro Play has, so we just have to make do with what we make do with the best here.
And we're unpausing again.
And let's see if they can. Maokai is gonna flash out, and with Mel and Pantheon already using Mel at least already using her flash, there's not gonna be a follow up, a second kill in the bot lane.
That top lane is just so low, right?
Yeah.
So low on both of them, right?
It's so low. It's like the junglers are they're finishing their first clears, right? We're still on the first clears.
Looks like Nocturne is
heading up
coming in for
lane,
the
yeah. Nocturne's been much faster on their clear than Master Yi, so. Oh, and there's that. It looks like we're gonna get a kill back. Oh, and I think it's gonna be a double kill in the bot lane. Pantheon's at least able to get the return kill on Maokai, but that was a good counter fight from Tristana and Maokai in the bot lane.
Yeah, and Mordekaiser being forced to run away from the Nocturne top lane. We missed there just a little bit, but a lot going on.
Yeah. Charles with that, sorry. I was just going to say Charles with that DC unfortunately is a little bit behind in the jungle, but hopefully they're able to catch up later.
Yeah, and also just taking a look at the farm, right? Like, Lissandra, unfortunately, Snoops is not farming as well as Zyra, presumably because Psyhero knows the Frost Queen better than anybody, right? And knows exactly how to punish someone for not knowing her quite as well.
For sure, yeah. It's a decent, sizable CS lead in the mid lane already. I can see that now, 35 to 19. So that's a few waves that Cyher has already had, and that gold will matter, especially when there's not a lot of kills so far.
Yeah, I swear to you.
Okay, so both junglers in the bot lane, presumably because Dragon just spawned, so we might be getting another fight down here.
Mel just popping out that damage, blasts the Q. Tristana hops in, tries to punish her for it, but unfortunately unsuccessful.
Yeah, we'll see. Doesn't look like either junglers are going for the Dragon just yet. With Charles being behind her and Maokai being low, it's going to be a risky fight if they do go for it. Okay. And there's that Mordekaiser has ulted Varus top lane, and then there's that ult for kiting, like we talked about, and Frosty surviving this? Or nope, he's going to get the kill. So,
the Mordekaiser shield is so easy to forget, right?
Yeah.
And it'll screw you every time.
It will, yeah. It's always much bigger than you expect. I agree.
Right. Exactly. Nocturne looking like no, never mind. I guess it looks like he was going to make a play for bot lane, but not so much.
Yeah. Charles is in the area, but I don't know if that ward spots him. I don't think it does, but he might just barely be on the edge of it. But yeah, there's not much. He's going to be spotted by that ward, unless... Oh, there's that ult that you talked about into Maokai engage, and there's a Cyher's flash right there.
but Psy Hero popping out the damage and you know, making them regret even thinking about entering the plant space.
Agreed. This is we have an interesting fight here. Pantheon jumps onto Maokai, and then Tristana jumps onto Mel, and it's hard to tell who actually won that fight, but Tristana's lethal tempo stacked up, so... oh, did they get the root off? Yep. That's a nice kill onto Medeo. And then now we're getting more kills here, and that's a kill onto the Nocturne. Yeah, unfortunately, Psyhero wasn't able to rotate as fast as Lysandra, so...
right, red team
barely survives and ignite there.
Yeah, red team securing the dragon with that death though, right? So they got an Infernal Drake out of it. They got,
yeah. I think we'll see if like those two giving up those 2 kills is worth getting the Drake. So, but that's only a question that I think can be answered later in the game.
That's right. The game can only be understood in reverse.
Exactly. Results-based analysis.
Right now, you know, jungler's just doing their thing. Probably doesn't know it, but Nocturne could get grubs now without really much contention. This top lane has Prio and mid lane, and there's no sight on that, rather. Varus, even though he's kind of behind, is being oppressive towards Mordekaiser. Nocturne coming in. No, see? He baited even me.
It looks like Nocturne is setting up for the grubs here, so we will see. I think Shrall's on Mastery is nowhere near that area, so we'll see if they go for it. But we don't. There's another ult from Mordekaiser in the top lane, and yep, the burn kills Frosty on Varus.
Yeah, unfortunately, just Nocturne ulting Mordekaiser, comes in, dives him under turret, secures the kill, and gets away almost punishment free. But Master Yi coming in into top lane as Nocturne's trying to run away from him, throws out a slow, successfully gets away.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's good. At least they got the return kill on Space Dandy on Mordekaiser, but yeah, this top lane is looking a little bit rough for the Varus. But the Varus does at least have a CS lead, so that's at least, hopefully, that makes up for at least one of the kills, maybe not both of them.
Master Yi has started grubs, Nocturne coming in.
Yeah. But Shrall's has already secured 2 of them, and he might be... Well,
they took it out. Master Yi gets all of them, but dies at the cost of it. Alright, though.
I think this is good, though, because I think I'd personally not, if I was in the shiny fights, I'd personally not want to see Tristana with 3 Void Grubs, so I think that was an important takeaway. But Maple Mamba Nocturne's doing the thing that you should do in this scenario, start stealing camps as soon as you kill the enemy jungler, so...
That's right. Master Yi's running right for it, about to find out about his dismay. Engage bot lane as Lysandra comes down. Ults.
That was a perfect reflect from Mel on the Maokai ult that roots multiple of them. And oof, Tristana goes in for that kill onto Pantheon but can't get it. So it's a 2 for 0 in the bot lane for the Shiny Fives.
Yeah, that was a really good engage on red team on the frosted and filled side. Oh, we're ready for, okay, we'll do a replay of that engage.
While we're waiting for the replay, we see a very interesting item first from Mel, a Proto Belt, which they really want to jump in, going forward for those engages. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I see.
Okay.
Yeah, so... Sorry. Yeah, we just saw a replay of that fight. Mel has a really interesting first item, so... curious to see how they really want to go in. They really want to engage in this bot lane with the Pantheon plus Proto Belt combo. So
That's right, and they're being oppressive with Vision. Frosty still being really aggressive top lane with Varus. And what do we got? We got Maokai's building mixture of armor and magic resist, so exactly what he needs against Mel and Pantheon.
Yep. I think, yeah, I'm interested to see what that first item can be. It can be a locket, it can be a Zeke, there's a lot of options. I think even Bandle Pipes is built out of those 3 components as well, so I think most likely it'll be a Bandle Pipes, but I'm not 100% sure. And Cyherd's had that River Bush constantly warded, whether it's a ping or an actual stealth ward. Red team's had some good vision on like trolls. Oh, and I don't think they know. Okay, so we're getting engages on 2 sides. Hero on Zyra kills, Snoops on Lysandra, and then
Maple Mamba coming in on Master Yi. Master Yi flashing away. Pantheon coming in to punish the Nocturne. Nocturne and him duke it out in near their red. Master Yi coming back in even though he has no health. Medeo coming in to help guide the escape. And Maple Mamba looking to just punish and take that red as punishment for Yi to even think about entering his own jungle.
Yep. And we see another ult from Mordekaiser onto the Varus. Oof. I think if Frosty just stayed a little bit closer to the turn instead of like trying to, maybe they could have survived, but that was very close there in the top lane again.
Gives Red Team Dragon as well.
Yeah, Red Team's able to get Dragon, so Blue Team's ahead on kills, but Red Team does have 2 dragons so far. So
that's right, and on top of that, right, Blue Team has grubs, right? So it's a pretty close game, even though they're behind in kills. Red Team is not lost.
Yeah, it's not lost. I think Frosty, even with those 3 deaths to Mordekaiser, it still has a decent, at least a 10 CS lead right now. So at least keeping up in the gold, maybe a little bit behind on items, but still both top players have 1 full item. So.
Yep, and Frosty a little bit ahead on farm, like you said.
Mid lane, it's like where we have a huge CS lead. Oh, there's another.
Tristana jumps in to try to get Mel. Mel punishes her with an ult, as everybody else decides maybe we shouldn't fight them.
Yeah.
And runs away.
Nice flash ult from Lysandra, and is that enough to get Hero? No, nice flash away from Hero. And there's another fight in the bot lane. Good block on the Maokai ult from Pantheon, and is this enough to get the kill onto Nocturne? Nope.
Yeah, Maokai doing an excellent job just protecting his backline from everything, right? Looks like we got a new follower. Thank you.
Oh, there's a flash
from. Oh, go ahead.
No, you both saw that flash from Mordekaiser, and it's responded immediately by a flash from Frosty on Varus.
Flash for flash. Master Yi looking topside, even though Varus is mostly pushed.
Mm-hmm.
As the junglers meet in Tri-Bush.
Oh, they just like pass by each other like ships in the night. But
Mordekaiser notices, comes over, but it's probably going to be too late. Master Yi is already dead as Mordekaiser commits to kill the jungler. Kills Nocturne as Zyra and Varus chase down Master Yi, killing him. But Lysandra comes in and ults and kills. This is a bloody match, I'll tell you.
Yeah, just both, and like at the end of the day, the top laners are dead, the junglers are dead, so even fight. But these teams are really does look like these teams are really well matched, and
Yeah.
they're going blow for blow.
Absolutely. As the gold, they're only about 1,000 gold down. I guess 2,000 gold down.
There's a flash from the Maokai to avoid the Mel route.
And one thing a lot of people don't know about Maokai is that his little saplings do more damage if they were in a bush initially, right? So, if you play on the opposite side of the lane, then you don't have to worry about it. But it's really easy to forget that those little things do so much damage when you walk close to a bush, right in the middle of the heat of the moment.
Yeah, and like there's about it's good for vision, good for and they proc bandle pipes, which I've learned from T-Sauce as well. So they're really useful.
Oh. Pantheon regretting his choices as he trying to de-ward just unfortunately gets sent into limbo.
Unfortunate, yeah, I just caught out while trying to ward, and jungler was right there, so.
Yeah, so chat's talking about the hate crime performed on Psy Hero. I agree, right? And the Psy Hero is a Lissandra maid, and is punishing Lissandra, right, by killing him on farm, unfortunately.
Oh, and it looks like Lissandra's tending to use those ults offensively, but maybe it might be good to use the defensive once in a while, but I can see what they're trying to go for, but this Zyra is 40 CS up and starting to get kills, so it's not like she's lacking on damage. So
Master Yi shelling out the damage, unfortunately not enough yet to get both of those champions, but Zyra recalling and healing up in safety as red team looks for dragon.
This will be their third dragon, so they'll be on soul point if they can get this. So
right, and about the only thing that can stop it right now is a Panth ult if he chooses to do it. But I don't.
It's gonna be very hard. Oh, he's going for it.
Pantheon ults in. Nocturne secures dragon as everybody turns on the Pantheon, who parries most of the damage.
That's a nice double kill from the Mel, and they're also gonna get the kill on Tristana, and a triple kill from the Mel.
As Tristana hops on out of there, just trying to save what little lane prior she has left.
Rift Herald's been used up top, so we'll see if that gets a turret. Nope. Yep, it does. Immediate root from Frosty, but because he's stuck between, he doesn't have a turret there anymore, so.
Right, as Frosty just tries to shell out the damage to Mordekaiser and succeeds in pushing out a lot of it, as it's kind of evenly matched, uses the shield. Mordekaiser turns and E's and just slams him with a Q.
And yeah, that was a very close fight. It's just unfortunate that the turret went down and Frosty got
Nocturne looking top lane for to finish off that Mordekaiser. Nope.
I'm liking the build from Space Dandy on Mordekaiser, getting that first AP item and then going straight into defensive items, so they can be a good frontline for their team later. And the Thornmail is really good for locking up that Varus damage. And we see easy engage from Spellfire and Pantheon onto the Tristana, secures them a kill there in the bot lane. This Mel is also really fed, so.
That's right. Master Yi coming in on Psy Hero, diving him under turret, and just securing the kill. Chat calling out my cat.
There's an ult mid lane onto Lissandra that gets this shut down, but in the bot lane, Mel, Pantheon, and Mordekaiser are able to get the kill into Maokai as they take the
And the
bottom lane
turret.
turret.
Yep. Yeah, and it does. Chat's calling out the Yi is rapidly approaching the Ginsus. Nocturne looks bot lane to punish the Mordekaiser, Mel, and Pantheon, and then quickly turns towards as he realizes he may or may not win that fight.
Mm-hmm.
But both sides backing off. Oh, Nocturne. Nocturne looking again. Oh, just going for Gromp. Varus again being aggressive.
Yeah.
And each time you got to feel bad for Frosty because each time he's so close to getting that kill, just the last second, Mordekaiser's able to turn the tides.
Yeah, I can definitely see Frosty getting tilted, dealing that. Mordekaiser getting the last minute survivability each time.
Oh, that's a cruel.
I think
Mel.
Hero's trapped. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought for sure Mel was going to ult there.
Mm-hmm.
Tristana pushing bot lane, probably going to get that turret. Nothing there to stop him.
Yeah. And it was also nice that, as you can see, the top lane outer turret's done too. It's nice for the Varus to pick up that gold as well, with how much they've been dying. In the
Nocturne
top lane.
ulting Pantheon over the Dragon Pit. Pantheon flashes for a Nocturne flash as it continues to try to find some security under the bottom turret. Mel turning around to help, kills Nocturne but only after Pantheon falls. Blue team winning that fight as Maokai just tries to get some solace in running away and warding.
Yeah. Tristana, Medeo knew they weren't surviving that, so tried to jump in to get the kill on Mel, but wasn't able to put out any damage. Space Dandy picks up the turret in mid lane, so yeah, this has been a really back and forth game. But I think it seems to be that blue team is inching slowly towards a more definite lead. They're 5k gold up right now, so.
They are, however, Soul Point on the red team, right? And I read somewhere, and I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that Dragon Soul is worth about 6,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So that would even them out if they get Dragon Soul. Lissandra comes in, ults Frosty as Frosty turns towards and goes to follow the Lissandra, gets the kill, and I believe that's his second kill, Frosty, but that's it's good to see him get one. He's been so close so many times. As blue team secures their first dragon.
But it looks like it's immediately answered by red team going for Baron. They have 2 ADCs, so they can take it pretty fast, but I think blue team's wise to it, so they're heading on over. We'll see.
Yep, and everybody's low health on the red team, so that Maokai ult probably secures the dragon as Nocturne ults looks...
Oh, they get... Thrall is killed as they're trying to engage onto the team. Oof.
Mordekaiser turns on the support, kills him. Varus turns on... It's just a bloodbath on the red side. Triple kill from Mordekaiser as red team... looks like get 3 for 3, but Mel might push bot lane. Or, I'm sorry, mid lane.
Yeah. So it was a good parent pickup from the red team, but unfortunately they weren't able to get out of there. They did get some good kills back onto Mordekaiser and Master Yi, so there's some important shutdowns. I'm not sure who got them on red team, but yeah, those are some more shutdowns, but they only unfortunately have 2 Baron buffs left on Hero and Medeo at this point.
Right, but they do have Baron buffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's the Captain Jack Sparrow. You're the worst pirate I've ever heard of, but you have heard of me. Not that anybody's bad. I just wanted to quote Pirates of the Caribbean.
I think Tristana with Baron buff is important, though. I think Tristana can push down tower if left alone, and it looks like Tristana's going for that bot lane right now. But Snoops is rotating over on Lissandra, so we'll see if they're able to get there in time and stop the push. It looks like they're trying to collapse on Space Danny in the top lane.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Wasting.
they have more numbers top lane means getting a kill. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's exactly just what I was about to say. Right, is blue team's kind of spread out a little bit. I'm not sure what the play is. It looks like they're just getting the lanes pushed.
I think that's the most you can do when the other team has Baron, but it does mean that they're not going to be losing top lane. Lissandra's TPing over, but I'd be a little bit nervous TPing into 2 people like that.
Right, especially when they have Baron buff, right? And they're taking that turret pretty quick.
Oh, Pantheon's
Flash
ult
is in. Yep, Flash is in for the ult. Pantheon comes in and almost kills Penguins. Penguins scaling and winning that fight by a hair.
Yeah.
Nocturne ult on Mel.
Mel's,
Unfortunately, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, I was just gonna say that. It's like
Yeah,
they've got collapsed. Red team's done a really good job on collapsing on members cut out both in the top lane and in the mid lane. But interestingly, looks like Nocturne died to the tower, so that's at least like a kill back. That kind of slows down the Baron push a little bit.
Yeah, and red team really turning it around with that. Right now they're only 100 gold behind.
Yeah, they got a lot out of that Baron, even though they only had on their 2 members, but it was their 2 strongest members in Zyra and Tristana, so it worked out for them.
And they have the 3 dragons with what's the timer on Drake? Looks like about a minute on Dragon. So the play here is to go and set up and see what we got.
Yep, and they can keep doing this kind of thing where they take Baron, while red team's forced to take. Red teams can take Baron while blue team's forced to do Dragon because they can't. And Frosty escapes with the TP.
Look at that. That was you know he was just sitting there peeing his pants, hoping they didn't notice him as he teleported away.
But that was true alcove gaming. That alcove is so nice. It's so clutch for that.
Yes. For anyone that remembers the game before that, it certainly does change things. I remember thinking that was such a weird addition at the time. But when you see things like that, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Both teams are setting up for the dragon. They know, blue team knows if the red team gets this dragon, it's going to kind of tip the balance more in red team's favor, and they've already been clawing their way back in. So
that's right. But red team is making him choose as Varus pushes mid lane, right?
Mm-hmm.
So does Lissandra go and answer?
They're engaging on the Nocturne, and then Mel's able to get the kill, but Medeo gets the kill back on Master Yi. So jungler for jungler down. Varus is able to kill Lissandra in the mid lane, so now there's only 3 members of blue team up, and that's a good engage from red team onto the remaining members of blue team. Space Dandy is at least able to pick up the kill on Tristana, but I don't think he's going to get much else. And Frosty is just pushing in the base.
Yep, Varus going just to end the game as Mordekaiser delays as much as he possibly can, but unfortunately for him, he ultimately succumbs as Frosty just goes nuts on their turret.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because that's vengeance right there. He's mad that he had to die so much.
Mm-hmm. They get both of the Nexus turrets, but it's only Tristana on the dragon, and will blue team be able to get there? I don't think so. Tristana's getting really low, but Nocturne's here, so if Nocturne turns off the light, there's no way they can get the dragon. Yep, and that's soul secured by red team.
That's Hextech Soul for red team, right? So now not only is red team up on gold by about 3,000, they also have Hextech Soul.
Yeah. Are they looking? It looks like the Frost and Phil is looking at the Baron right now.
They're looking at Baron, but if you look at Yi's items, right? So he's going to become a problem. It's going to be hard for them to take down Yi. But if they do, it's probably the game. Yi is their win con right now. Yi and Mel.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a lot of damage onto Pantheon. That's from them. Is it only from the Maokai or is it from Syra? I couldn't tell. But
I think it was from both. And yeah, chat's saying, and I agree, right? Like, if Zyra does her control mage job and controls the fight in zones, and just controls the fight for everybody else, then there's no stopping red team.
Snoops is stuck between Zyra and this Nocturne and the Ferris, and it looks like, unfortunately, just gonna be taken down. And like red team's like on the Baron, they can push for it if they want right now.
Yeah, so that was Lissandra was there, presumably just prepping for Baron. Nobody else was around, and unfortunately, that's probably just going to be Baron for red team. But blue team seems to just be okay with that as they get ready to turtle.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but the rest of the team, like Pantheon already being forced away earlier, it's like not much. They had no positioning around the Baron.
That's right. They couldn't walk into that fight without any sight. 4v5. As they appear to be having 3 top and 2 bot to push that in, because mid will inevitably push itself with the super minions.
I like this Edge of Night pickup from Adeo. It's really good for that spell sheet's really good for blocking off that like Pantheon or Lissandra, engage. So, or even the Mel engage. So it's nice to block off that one spell and then hopefully jump away and get enough distance to kill them.
Right. There's a lot that it can, and probably even help with the Mordekaiser too as well, right?
Yes, if it's up when you Mordekaiser ults you, I think it blocks that as well, but I'm not 100% certain.
I think, doesn't Mordekaiser have to EU first in order to get you in an ult? I can't remember.
Yeah, and if Mordekaiser EU first, it would definitely block that, and then Mordekaiser can ult you. So there's easy ways to like break a spell shield, but it's nice to at least like block one spell with the jump to get the distance. So
sometimes when I'm Malzahar, I build Banshee's Veil just because I think it's funny to have 2 spell shields.
Which one breaks first, the passive spell shield or the item spell shield?
I'm pretty sure it's the item. I can't remember.
Okay.
It is the item, yeah. Yeah, red team coordinating, looking like most of their resources are sent top as mid pushes itself, and they're just playing the poke game, going in and out and killing that turret. Tristana able to just put a bomb on it, walk away, put a bomb on it, walk away.
Yep.
5 are forced to answer that 3 as Zyra just comes mid to keep pressure.
Yep. And we're seeing the issues with the Pantheon in the later game, like just like a little bit of poke from the enemy team just is already half health, unfortunately.
Wait, Snoop's getting a little too aggressive there, a little too confident. Flashes away, but pays for it, as this may be the final push for red team as they take top turret and top inhib. And
that Zyra damage is crazy.
Yep, Zyra damage, and that is payback. That is Cyhero's payback for taking his Frost Queen.
Yep. And it looks like it was a back and forth game early, but red team was able to secure the win.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the kills
gets the win.
Yeah, and the kills were through thick and thin, right, all the way to the end.
Yep. Yeah, it was a decent comeback from Frost, and it felt like I think Shiny Fives did have a decent 5k gold lead, but they were able to claw back.
Okay, that really was an exciting game. I was watching that gasping and having to mute my microphone as to not distract you all, but How did you guys feel about that game? That was back and forth, right?
It was very back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
was
was
a
very
good
back
game.
and forth.
It was a very good game, and I mean, it was close up until probably about the last 5 minutes there.
Yeah, and there were
Yeah.
some very interesting Bush setups that I think may have. I don't know if they tilted the game in anyone's favor, but the reliance upon them became like a mini meta inside that game, huh? Whereas like the
Mini game.
jump, yeah.
Well, then there was I think the turning point, like where it's kind of stopped being in favor of the blue team, was that Baron fight. Well, was when he was trying to get set up and trying to flank them for Baron, and CS Snoop unfortunately was discovered as they all collapsed on him, which forced them, which in turn gave them Baron, which in turn set everything else to kind of fall over in rapid succession. It was a good attempt, but unfortunately they knew about it.
Yeah, and even that first Baron, like that first Baron take from
Yeah.
Frost and Phil Jungle, you know, they were able to get a really good push off of that and like take multiple turrets and claw that goal back pretty much completely, and that set them up for that, collapse on the Baron, the second Baron. So, yeah, it was like really good macro play, I think, at least from Frost and Phil, towards the later game, and maybe that's something we'll see more of as the series goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. And Frosty, while unfortunately getting a beatdown from Mordekaiser early in the game, as I was, I didn't mean to be laughing, but I was laughing at how determined he was to kill that Nexus. I think is payback for the punishment early game.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens after Lissandra and Zyra and Mel are taken out of the pool. Like, what happens to mid lane? What happens to the top lane and I mean, ADC, there's still quite a few that were banned in that first one that we might see. But before we move on to game 2, I would like to unveil our first game show that we'll be doing on stream. And we are going to be inviting not only the mid laners Snoop and Psy Hero that you can see here on this screen, but we're also going to be inviting Poggle and Mift from the Topaz League. And we're going to be inviting Firefly and Skippy McSkipper from the Ruby League for a mid lane tier list ranking game. All right, let's just get everyone in to the right lobby here. Hold on one second. And I told both of you a little bit about this game, DRK and Mike. So, I mean, you probably know which ones are the most popular champions.
I do. Oh, go ahead.
I think I think we see a lot of Zyra, Amel, Lux, Morgana. I'm curious to see what else you have to add, Owens.
Yeah, we see. I forget I got to pull up the list again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these are going to be, especially after this last game. I'm interested to see what. I'm interested to see what becomes of it.
Okay, so now everyone's here. Hello, everyone. Hello to Firefly, Snoops, Mift, Hoggle, Psy Hero, and Skippy McSkipper.
Howdy.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay, so you may see on stream as we begin our game show called Majority Rules Mid Lane Edition. We are going to have your voices showing up here. So now you can see, those of you in the chat, you can see who's talking at any given time.
Oh no, I'm exposed.
Neat.
So, I just need to move it up just a little bit so we can see a little bit more. No, actually we're good. We got everyone in there. So, I'm going to spin this wheel and then
You can move it down some actually. Skippy's not in.
Oh, Skippy's not in. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Well, am I playing? My name's on the list.
You're not playing. You just happen to have a name in the list. So let's take a look. Let's spin the wheel to see who is going to rank the first champion. And all of you can see The champions on screen are Ari, Lysandra, Lux, Mel, Morgana, and Zyra. So let's take a look here. The first one to rank a champion and have it reviewed by the rest of the mid laners will be Snoops. All right, Snoops.
All right.
Let's see who you're ranking. You will be ranking. Oh, a crowd favorite. You are going to be ranking Lux.
Here's the problem with the Lux. There's a lot of pros. There's a lot of cons to playing a Lux. But where would I rank Lux? The problem with Lux is that she's very skill shot reliant, very team reliant as well, being able to position properly. I feel like in terms of low elo to mid elo, Lux is very, very high up on the list. But once you get to those higher ranks where people just kind of know how to position and kind of like get range on them, I think it's kind of like a high C is where I would place Lux personally.
A high C. Okay. Now we can go down the list
Make
and
some enemies,
just...
my friend.
Yeah, let's see.
I know
because
I
it
did.
is one of the
I
most
know I
popular
did.
champions. So let's take a look. Let's go down our list and let's have Firefly. You first. Are we giving thumbs up or thumbs down to the ranking of Lux as C?
I would I would agree that like Lux like along the lines of like high C or low B, because like she's immobile, like she can just like if you miss your bind, basically you're dead. If like so like but I do think like she brings some utility to the table, so I think I will put her to like low B probably instead of like high C.
Okay, so are you gonna give thumbs down to high C?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one buzz. All right, next Mift.
Hard agree.
Hard agree. Okay. Next, we've got Poggle.
I also agree. In fact, I looked at this list ahead of time and did my own little tier list, and I put Lux in C tier as well. And my reasoning was that she is either all poke or all burst or all wave clear. She doesn't have sustained damage like a lot of her mid lane counterparts. If you miss an ability, it's kind of just over for you in that trade. And I'd rather be playing Hui in almost every scenario.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, Psy Hero.
I would definitely put her in the B to C range. So, I mean, ultimately, I'm going to have to agree with Snoops in this case, where Lux is going to be in the C range.
Okay, that's one more agree. And now, Skippy McSkipper. We've already
Yeah.
got 3 agrees. So, are you going with the crowd, with the majority rule?
Oh yeah, I agree. She like what everything everyone else said. I think is exactly how I feel about her as well. She does have a lot of damage, but she has a lot of drawback to that damage too. And especially for mid lane, how aggressive mid lane can be, and how many other people can be in that lane, and how many people have access to it. I think I agree for C for her.
Okay. And Snoops, your ranking of Lux as a C tier champion during Pride Month chat wants me to make sure that we're all acknowledging.
Hey.
Is
The
accurate.
ranking has nothing to do with all that.
Okay. And now let's go on to our next. Let's get Snoops. You have successfully gotten yours done. And let's see who will be next to rank a champion. And we're going to hear from Psy Hero next in Pearl. All right.
Okay.
And oop, I should have taken Lux out of there, but let's see who is... Uh-oh. Not Lux again, no. Mel.
They really want Lux opinions.
You are going to be ranking Mel, Psy Hero.
All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and put Mel in the B tier category. And my reasoning is that she's a really interesting champion with a unique kit, and she brings a lot of utility and setup that can absolutely shine in the right circumstances. But she's still a bit inconsistent in coordinated play, and that inconsistency is what keeps her out of the A tier for me. Her laning phase can feel awkward depending on the matchup, and she doesn't have the strongest early trading patterns, and she's not the kind of champion who can reliably bully lane or create early pressure without help. Her damage profile is also a little unusual. She's not a burst mage. She's not a pure control mage. She's not a DPS mage. She kind of sits in this hybrid space where she can do a little bit of everything, but she doesn't excel at any one thing enough to dominate a game on her own. Where she does shine though is in coordinated team fights. She has strong zone control. She can peel for carries. She can poke, and she can set up fights in the ways that really feel smooth when her team is on the same page. But she relies heavily on her team to follow up on her setups, and if they don't, she ends up feeling like she's doing a lot of the work for very little payoff. So I mean, in closing, she's good, she's playable, and she can look great in the right comp, but she's not a stable mid pick. So that's why she's the B tier for me.
Yeah, well said, Psy Hero.
That was-
Chat even acknowledged you're spitting.
Yeah, that's the most in-depth answer I think we could have expected.
Yeah, and so now let's go down the list. Firefly, Mel in the B
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah, pretty much it. It's like she has like very clear counters and then like also good matchups. And then like she's really good into like skill shot reliant champs, but then like, she loses to a lot of melee all in champs, which is like her clear weaknesses and strength. Like as I said, like she's not like the highest damage dealer. So I do agree. It's like kind of in the B tier.
Okay, a buzz correctly from Firefly. Now Snoops, Mel in the B tier. How do you feel?
All right. Well, bias aside, of course. I think a high to low B. I mean, just like in there, kind of depending on the matchup. I think definitely makes a lot of sense. The only gripe that I have with Mel is she's very reliant on her ability to dish out enough damage to then use R. I feel like that's just kind of like where majority of her play comes from, especially in the late game, is just trying to deal as much damage as possible to an entire group and then pressing R to try to execute. But if you have like a lot of tanks, that's a big counter. You're not able to get their health down to execute. It's just going to be very, very rough. But I would say B is definitely a good spot.
All right, and now Mift, agree or disagree? Mel in the B tier.
So I definitely was formulating my tier list on the concept that this was based off CMSA. And I think Mel in CMSA is A tier personally, so I
Wow.
wouldn't agree. I think that she is really good into the champions that people in this league play. I think she's really bad into the meta, but the meta is not what most people in CMSA are playing. Most people don't play AD melee, where she really gets really hard matchups. I think that her matchups in pretty much every CMSA game I've ever watched are winning matchups. I
Yeah.
think that she gets really good value into the enchanters that everybody plays. I think most of the junglers that people play in this league are defeated by her. So I think that Mel in CMSA tier list is A tier because I think that if we were being really honest, Mel probably is a D tier champion. But in CMSA, I think she's A tier.
Yeah, so either way, whatever ranking system you're using, Mift says it's a no. So let's move on to Poggle. How do you feel?
So I actually agree with Mift about Mel being much stronger in CMSA than in other league contexts for exactly the same reasons. That's what I wrote on my tier list as well. But in my tier list, I did put Mel in B, just like Sai Hero suggested. I think that Mel has a lot to offer in a team fight, but I think my biggest issue with Mel as a mage, especially compared to a lot of her mid lane counterparts, is that she really, really needs a strong front line to be able to do anything in a fight. Like if Mel is in range to get hit by any ability, she's pretty much just in range to get 100 to 0'd. And if you're trying to build up your stacks so that you can get a big team fight ultimate, you are gonna have a really bad time unless your front line is like Sejuani, Maokai, and Renekton, and they're building so much space for you to work with.
Great. So, Poggle, which one is it? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Which context are you going to
I'm
be
gonna
voting
say-
based on?
I'm gonna say thumbs up. Just in general, I think Mel B tier makes sense.
All right. And now Psy Hero, Mel in the B tier.
Yeah, I mean, as I said before in my original answer, I would keep her in the B tier. I didn't really think about
right.
before.
I don't know why I'm going.
I
Sorry,
didn't know why.
you put Mel up, so that's why I was like, wait a minute. Of course you agree. Sorry.
Yes, I agree.
It would have been funnier if you disagreed.
Okay.
No,
sorry.
no, she's an F tier.
Sorry. Skippy McSkipper, let's hear from you as the final vote, but not the deciding vote as Psy-Hero's already got 3 votes.
I am kind of on Nif's page. I would put her, at least in terms of like rating her lower and being like C or D. Yeah, I think if I'm picking between the two, I would rather play with or as a Lux than a Mel. Mel is just too much of a counter pick with the way she's been nerfed, with the way her kit is now. Like you basically really only want to pick her as a counter pick to something. And I think that puts her below Lux for me. So I'd say I disagree with how she's placed currently. I'd put her lower.
All right. But the majority still has ruled, Skippy. And so, Psy-Hero, you've ranked correctly with the majority. Now, let's go on to our third. Let's see. Oh, wait, I took out Skippy McSkipper instead of Psy-Hero. Okay, hold on. Mifts. And Mift, you will be ranking. Oh, 2 fun ones that it's in between. So you will be ranking Zyra in the mid lane, who we actually just saw on Psy-Hero, right? So, I mean, Psy-Hero seemed to clutch it out there, but what do you think, Mifts?
I'm about to make the girls very mad. I think Zyra is F tier. I think that her mana problems are egregious. I don't think she's a mid laner. I think you can have success on her. I think she's kind of similar to Mel, where like I think that she may be better in CMSA than she is outside of CMSA. But when you look at all of these mid champions, she's the one I think I would want to pick the least because I think she has the least use case. I think everything she does in the mid lane, she's better served doing it in the support role. And so I don't really even think of Zyra as a mid laner. So that's
All
F
right.
tier for me.
Okay, Zyra in the F tier. Let's hear it. Firefly.
I have to say I agree.
Okay.
Like she essentially is like all majority is like losing matchups in the mid lane with the popular mid lane champs. Like she loses all into like the melee assassins. She loses like a long range battle against like control mages. Like what is her position in like mid lane then? Like why are we taking Syra over something else? Like we're wanting to like have like a control mage. I'll always take Syndra over Syra every day, for example. Like you don't really have trial either because like your wave clear is not great for a mage. So like I would have to agree to apt here.
Okay. Let's go down to Snoops. Do you agree, Zyra in the F tier?
This is a massive hard disagree. And the reason why I disagree with this is because there was a comment about mana issues. Clearly not the case. If you've seen Psy-Hero was able to keep me back and still being able to stay ahead in mana and CS and all that. I don't think it's this mana or some of the issues that were being mentioned. I feel like at highest a C would probably benefit just
Okay.
because she's great into the group team fights. She's great into champions like Akali. like your Silas's, whether some people want to agree with that or not, but the numbers are there.
All right.
But
Like,
she is
oop.
just very, very great into clumps of people as well. So it's like you get some burn on her, you get enough people within that ult, bunch of plants, you're just burning everybody alive, especially if you have the right rune setup.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we saw Saihiro do a lot of damage there, so not a lot of argument against that. You make some good points. So Hoggle, there's 1 for and 1 against. Which side are you on? Zyra in the F tier.
I'm absolutely for. I agree. I think that you'll notice a pattern with how I rank these champions. A lot of the cases, I am just thinking, what champion would I rather be playing if not this one? And the champion that I came to for Zyra, I was thinking about how slow her abilities are, how telegraphed her abilities are, how long it takes her ultimate to actually do anything after you cast it. And I immediately thought of how fast and annoying Aurora's ult was on release.
Ooh.
And I would rather be playing Aurora. I think that everything that Zyra does and wants to do, Aurora does better, other than spawn a little plant. And I think Heimerdinger does that better. So I think that Zyra F tier is exactly where I would place her as well.
All right. And Saihiro, I know you just played it, so would you rank Zyra in the F tier for the mid lane?
I mean, like, considering that, like Soups was saying, that I dominated in the in the mid lane as Zyra, it's a hard disagree with me regarding the F or D tier. Like if I had to place her, in one of these tiers, I would say she probably sits in a B tier for me. The reason why is because she brings huge lane pressure and oppressive poke, but she's extremely fragile and easy to punish in coordinated play. Her plans let her dominate early trades and control space better than most mids, and she can snowball early leads quickly if she gets priority. But once teams start grouping or coordinated dives, her lack of ability becomes a major liability. She melts too hard, engaged, and she doesn't have the tools to escape pressure or reposition safely. Zyra is explosive when ahead. She can shred tanks, control objectives, and force enemies to respect her zones. But she's equally unforgiving when behind. She's a momentum-based pick who thrives in chaos but struggles in structured, coordinated environments. So, in CMSA, where consistency matters, her volatility keeps her in B tier. She's powerful, but not reliably so.
B tier, you say? Okay. So Skippy McSkipper, you are now the deciding vote. And if you'll allow me, there's some pleas from the chat. You've heard the pleas from the people in this call, but let me just say a few of them from chat. Every important memory of my childhood, I remember Zyra being there. Zyra cured my dog of cancer. And there's some cons too. So Zyra ran me over with her car during Pride Month. Zyra destroys biological diversity. What do you think?
I agree with where she's placed. I think she's F tier.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she can offer a lot to a team fight. I think for mid specifically as a solo lane, I think she can be a little too vulnerable for my liking.
Okay. And so, majority ruled, Zyra will stay in the F tier. So far, we've agreed with each ranking, just barely on this last one, but we have agreed. And so, let's go back to the wheel, shall we?
May I just say that if they changed Zyra's passive coding for how her plant spawned, she would be better in the mid lane, but she's just not bad. Her plant spawns are bad for mid lane. It's
agree.
bad.
I actually wrote down.
If she could like navigate where they spawn similar to Alawi tentacles, or something along those lines. Yeah, I would
I
agree.
mean, you actually can. There is something in the code where you can manipulate the spawns.
Yeah, you have to
I
use
really-
bush as well, though. Like a
I
bush
really
is
love
okay
how-
with that.
I really love how our mindsets differ, in regards to how these champions play.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually,
what I wanted to
jokingly-
explore. Go ahead, Poggle.
I was gonna say, I actually jokingly wrote that if she had her old passive, she'd be S tier. That's the one where when she dies, she becomes a
Oh,
plant that
yeah,
used to
forgot
shoot the
about that.
little
Yeah.
That is
bullet
hilarious.
Her death
that does
bloom,
like
I
50
loved her
million
death
true
bloom.
damage. Yeah,
Okay.
that was incredible.
We're gonna try to get much faster through these, so let's have the first person can give their explanation, and then we'll just do thumbs up or thumbs down, all right, for the next few. So, Firefly, you are ranking, and I've seen you play this champ a lot before. Ari, let's see, where's Ari going?
I hate to be like looking biased, but like I'll put her S tier, honestly. Like
S tier.
like she has everything you're looking for in like a skirmish kind of like mage, mage assassin hybrid. Like she has decent wave clear. You can just show up and roam. That's basically your mid game plan, and then you can kind of like good into most of the matchups. If not, at least neutralize the lane. Like some of the harder matchups, you can just stop and then reset, and like you don't really have to lane against like hard matchups. Uh, she can also have a lot of to offer with the playmaking with like your ult, you have ult and charm, like on the ADC or like and the other carry, like basically want to fight, right? So like to me, like she's like jack of all trades. Like she maybe not be like good at like most of the stuff, but like she's decent at it. Like that's how I view.
Great. And so let's have just thumbs up or thumbs down. Snoops, you first.
Got to give it a thumbs up.
All right, thumbs up from Snoops. Miffed.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. And Poggle.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Okay, we got 1-4 or 2-4, 1 against. Psy Hero.
Thumbs up. Yeah.
Thumbs up. Okay, with not the deciding vote, Skippy, how do you feel?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. All right, and so Ari, S tier. And let's go on to our second to last one. Thank you all for the patience here as we get to the end here. Almost to the end. This will decide, and let's see. It's either Skippy or Poggle, and we have Poggle will be ranking. Oh, it's right in the middle. And it's Morgana. So Morgana mid, Poggle. Where are you gonna put Morgana mid of all champions?
Right. So, as I've alluded to, I've made my own tier list and ranked all these champs ahead of time and wrote down my reasonings. The only reasoning I wrote down for putting Morgana in D tier is I hate Morgana, 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 I hate Morgana over and over and over again. But I'd still rather play her than Zyra.
So it was like your death note that you were writing in?
God, I wish.
Okay, let's go down the list. With that good reasoning, Firefly, you first.
I agree. I hate Morgana too.
Okay. Snoops. Thumbs up or
Thumbs
thumbs down? Thumbs down. Miffed?
She's the worst mid laner on the list, so yes, D tier.
Okay. Poggle. Oh no,
I
you
hate Morgana,
put
I hate
this up.
Morgana, I hate
Yeah, okay. Psy Hero.
I would think I would put Morgana in C, actually. She brings great utility with Black Shield and long range picks, but she's too easy to punish in coordinated play. So, yeah.
All right, so that's a disagree. All right, Skippy, you're the deciding vote here.
I agree.
Okay, you agree. And so we've got another accepted list here. It's like one per role here, so let's see if we can keep that up. So we've got everyone has earned a stripe, and now, Skippy, it's up to you. You have Lissandra. Where does Lissandra go on this list?
I would put her in C or B, I think. I lean more towards C. I think she is pretty short range. I think she's kind of similar to Mel. She needs to be picked into a comp that wants to play into her. And if it's a comp that can like kite her out, I think she will struggle a little bit more. So yeah, I think she offers some good counterplay, some good damage, and CC. But I think she is reliant on being a counter pick.
All right. And let's do rapid fire before I let you all go. Firefly, yes or no on Lysandra and C?
Yes, even though I hate Lysandra and want to put her in F tier, but like logically that's her tier in C.
Mm-hmm. And Snoops.
I would have to agree.
Okay, Snoops agrees. Now Miffed.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. Okay, there's still hope for the thumbs downers. Poggle.
Also thumbs down.
Oh, and with the deciding vote, now Psy Hero.
Thumbs down.
Okay, thumbs down. And so, thumbs downers, where would you put her?
A tier.
A tier.
A tier. A tier.
Okay. It looks like A tier actually is the majority opinion then from that shift. So, thank you all for coming, and we are gonna get into the next game of the Pearl League. Thank you all mid laners, and I'll see you in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, thank
you.
you
Good
all,
luck to both
and good job.
teams.
Thank you.
Good luck. Have fun.
Okay. With that, thank you all for your patience as we are going to get back into this next game. Oops, and here we have it. Let's go back to conference view. Let's bring back DRK. Oops, we don't have DRK. Oh, we do. Great.
I'm here.
Good to see
I'm
you.
here.
Awesome. So, we are going to get into it really soon. All right. What did we think of the tier list? I liked that there was one of every champion at the end there.
Yeah, I felt
Oh,
perfectly balanced.
Mike, you're muted.
Per level, you mean?
Yeah, one per tier.
Yeah. I liked how that worked out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. And, you know, there were some really cogent responses there of like how the rating, I was being convinced away from some of the ones that I had previously thought.
Yeah, I think they I think they prepared a lot more than I thought that I would have personally.
Oh, yeah.
I just would have been that one. Reasons.
There was a lot of disagreement over Zyra for sure, but I think it makes sense that the champion's not really meant for mid lane. So
All right, and I know I caused a little bit of a delay for this game, so maybe we will wait. We do have quite a few more invitationals lined up. I know we're going to be seeing the Ruby League next week as the Pro League mid laners reorient themselves to their team. Maybe we can have the jungles on a different date, as we are now well an hour past what we thought the schedule might be, just because of those pauses especially. So, getting into this next game, what do we think is going to be the response from Snoops, Shade, Spellfire, Strolls, and Space Dandy in order to get their mojo back?
Vigor.
They're a vigorous response.
A vigorous response,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think for me, I like Shades on Mel. That Shades was getting a lot of kills early, but I want to see them go back to playing an ADC like the Misfortune or any of the other dozen ADCs that they can play. I think I'd like to see that more. So
Yeah, I think definitely the CC and Get Master Yi comp was Get Master Yi ahead comp was interesting. It's just in the most volatile and where there's a lot of carry potential lane in the mid lane, it might not have been the key to success for the blue side, for the shiny fives.
exactly, yeah. I want to see, yeah, they're just like, yeah, you just need that consistent marksman range damage. And it looks like we're getting into champ select here.
All right,
So
let's get into it.
it's interesting to see if the bans change from game 1 to game 2. So
Well, I think they would have to, right? Because with I guess it would. They wouldn't. You're right, because it's only champs played.
Yep, it's only champs played, so yeah, we're not gonna. So yeah, there's no more Lysandra, no more Varus, no more Mordekaiser, Tristana, Nocturne, Master Yi. So, but yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of similar. Not Nasus is new, but Morgana's expected against Spellfire. Seraphine is also expected. I think Medeo and DSOS both play it, so that's a good double ban there. And there, yeah, there's that misfortune that we talked about now that Tristana's gone for Shades. Another Jinx ban like we saw in the first game. Frost and Phil Jungle is really taking their time on this third ban. They're hovering Teemo. I guess that must be against Space Dandy, but I'm not surprised. And Space Dandy plays a lot of different champions.
Right.
Oof, and there's that Vayne takeaway from Frosty. That's going to be a little bit tilting for sure. There seems to be continuing the strategy of like trying to take away champions the other team plays. But I think like moments like you mentioned earlier, the Shades plays a lot of Vayne too. So
All right, we see the Quinn coming out. That is really exciting. I like Quinn for the reason that in the Pearl League, I'm not really sure if she is only a top laner anymore, where I am a fan, newly minted, of Quinn jungle, but I'm not sure that's going to be broken out. But Quinn could be in the mid lane. Quinn could be a top laner.
yeah, I've been seeing some Quinn jungle lately.
Quinn ADC. Probably not true, but it could be.
Yeah, I don't think with the
not with the Jhin.
With the Jhin pickup for Medeo. Yeah, it's most likely a Quinn top lane or Quinn jungle. Medeo's really good at Jhin, so I'm excited to see him. He rarely gets to play it in Pearl, so I'm excited to see how he does today.
All right,
Snoop's
and
covering all the champions.
Yeah.
Bring a Yuumi.
I don't think we'll be seeing Yuumi mid, but okay, there we go. Brand mid, that sounds more on speed for the mage versus mage. We'll see if it gets responded with anything other than a mage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they can also be support that could be trading champs.
That's true.
I would more likely expect the brand to come from Snoops than Spellfire, but we could be surprised. And there's the LeBlanc answer from Cyhero. So I think we're pretty much. I don't know if the Malphite's going top. I'm assuming the Malphite's going top, so we're just matched for lane. So we have top, ADC, and mid lane all picked up. So we just have support and jungle left.
All right, and then we've got that jungle Cho'Gath banned away. Who knows if this is Malphite jungle for Shrulls, though? Do you think that could be a possibility, DRK?
That could be a possibility. I mean, like, I didn't expect the Master Yi from Shrulls last game, so these teams have definitely been cooking up. Players on both teams have definitely been cooking up some new picks for Invitationals, where you do have to widen your pool beyond just, like, the 3 or 4 champions you get to play during the weekly games.
Which is annoying at times.
Okay.
I am liking the Shiny Fives a little team. They're going back to like some of the champions that they're known for, like Vayne and Bran. So a little maybe going back to Foundations might help them get the win in this second game.
Yeah, I think seeing both Vayne and Jhin here, because there's not the priority on the mid lane anymore in this game. It's interesting to see 2 of the ADCs that were banned last time immediately come out in the first 3 picks.
Yep.
But we'll see how the response comes. As beyond Cho'Gath, there weren't really jungle bans against Trolls anymore. We'll see what gets what the last weapon is. Okay, Vel'Koz. Seemingly Vel'Koz support.
Yep. Yeah, for Shrulls, like both their Warwick and their Evelyn are up, so we'll see if they go for one of those. I think either would round out their comp fairly well, just maybe in different directions. Yep, and there's the Warwick, so a little bit more frontline, a little bit more sustained damage rather than burst.
Yeah, and
Brand.
Scott may have that dog in them, so we're gonna see how that actually ends up here.
Mm-hmm.
And Brand looks like is actually mid.
Yep.
Malphite jungle?
Yeah. Malphite top lane, Warwick jungle.
Oh, yeah, duh. Sorry, there's a cat in the way.
And
No worries.
I do think Lulu is one of the scariest supports in any of the leagues. Because the floor is high and the ceiling is even higher with the ability to use, 7 abilities really that Lulu has if you count the E acting in 2 different ways and the W acting in 2 different ways. It's interesting because you have to manage like which version of the spell am I using, but at any given time you're using something that is among the most powerful tools given to any champion.
Right. Yeah, the knock up, the slow, the polymorph, the speed, the damage, the passive.
And I see in chat we've got some people commenting we've got furry versus furries in the jungle. And so, with that, we still got birds, we've got frogs, we've got horses, we've got dogs in this 2 sets of teams. And as we get into it, we don't have a spectator delay like we did during the main season, but I was unexpectedly, perhaps to some, missing during that game. And just to let you know, we'll be switching off back and forth between Mike and I casting with DRK so that DRK can offer the veteran insight on the Pearl players. And so for this game, I'll be joining the cast and Mike will be saying, "See you soon." Not goodbye.
See, auf Wiedersehen.
All right, auf
Au revoir.
Wiedersehen. Au revoir. Not until we get into the actual game here, though, as we do have just a little bit before we fully load in. So with that, are there any champions you think would have been S tier that should have made the list for mid lane? Like, who are you both scared of seeing in the mid lane?
Depends on who I'm playing against.
Uh-oh. I'm getting a client not responding.
Oh no.
Ruh-roh.
Don't worry. We will close and we will...
Don't worry,
begin
guys.
this.
League is a small indie company.
Spaghetti
They can't
company.
afford to fix their client.
They have a spaghetti skin now for Vel'Koz. Maybe that's... Although we didn't see the Vel'Koz in this game, but...
And we are getting into it. Hold on 1 second. You on the cast, you should be able to see, but let's get right into it as I'm going to move it over and say, see you later, Mike. And
See ya. I'll be back.
And so, with 30 seconds already, minions are spawning. We're seeing pretty interesting. DSauce and Medeo get a little bit of the jump as Psyhero and Maple Mamba are in base, and we've got another pause. Okay.
Yeah, looks like Psyhero disconnected. Yeah, we've been having a few DC issues tonight, but that's okay.
Yeah, I blame Mike just because he's not here anymore, even though he is here in the back waiting.
Yeah, he's yelling at us.
Me?
Okay. Here, who do you favor in this matchup between the Malphite Warwick, Brand, Vayne, Lulu, and versus Quinn, Hecarim, LeBlanc, Jhin, Tom Kench, DRK?
I'm leaning a little bit towards the Shiny Fives, mostly because they've got a lot more of their comfort picks. LeBlanc is a champion that Psyhero's played before, but not as nearly as often as like Zyra, Mel, Lissandra. So, yeah, it's like I would definitely. I'm leaning a little bit more Shiny Five, but you know, Quinn, I feel like there's just like a higher barrier for execution for Frost and Phil. You've got Quinn that has to roam around, Hecarim that has to be ganking a lot. So
Right. And so if we look at it, I mean, this massive engage from the Malphite here, really great engage from the Warwick. The Brand, not so much, but an amazing team fighter to follow up after those. Then we've got Vayne and Lulu. Just hopefully, if they are coordinated enough, they should be able to fend off the Jhin, the Tahm Kench, and potentially a Hecarim gank coming in. Because Hecarim, I mean, no one does anything well polymorphed, but I think Hecarim very specifically hates being polymorphed from Lulu because he's trying to face roll all of his keys and spin around.
yeah,
I think I'd have to
exactly.
agree with you that Shiny Fives has a little bit of an edge. The difference may come with Frosty on Quinn. If Frosty is able to break out of lane and completely stuff Space Dandy and start impacting the rest of the map, they might not have the chance for Vayne to get where she needs to go, or for Snoops on Brand to make a big change in the mid lane. And LeBlanc too, she's gonna push that wave and leave.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of roam potential from that Quinn and the LeBlanc. So it's like looking to see where they go. Like they might try to go down bot lane to kind of put that Vayne behind. So I think one champion that I'm interested to see like how much impact they have is actually Tahm Kench. And DSOS is I haven't seen DSOS play Tahm Kench during the series. During the season. So this is a relatively new champion for them. If they can get those clutch eats on like allies when they're being engaged on by like a Malphite and a Warwick, that might just turn the tide of a fight for Frost and Feld. So
Right. Okay.
but yeah, it's just that timing for the top catch is really important. So
Yeah, and as we're waiting here, let's take a look. We've got a little bit of a potty break in someone's words going on here. As you know, we got right into it. We did not let those mid laners have much of a breath from their ranking of these champions. And notice, not one of them picked any of the champions that they ranked.
yeah, I guess two of them are at least taken off, the Siren and the Lissandra, but you know, Lux, Ari were both still up, and so there were still a couple options there.
Yeah. And DRK, if I had to ask you, just for those of those in the audience who are not part of CMSA, where do you think the bigger difference is? Maybe in thinking about the game? Because we noticed there is some difference in game, I don't want to say game sense, but the philosophy of how the game works and what a mid laner needs to do between Pearl, between Ruby, between Topaz. What do you think about the differences? Is there a bigger rift between Pearl and Ruby, or Ruby and Topaz, or what might be happening there?
Yeah, I mean, definitely I think like from the bits that I caught during the game, the mini game in between, yeah, I think definitely there definitely is a big difference in like how Pearl and Topaz I think about the game, you know, for example, I know like mainly I caught the Zyra bit, but like, you know, the Topaz mid laner, they're talking about Zyra plant generation in mid lane, and you didn't hear that from either of the like Pearl mid laners, right? So there's a lot more seems to be Topaz players definitely have a little bit more like just knowledge of the micro of like individual champion mechanics that are like the kind of things that are like less obvious and kind of, you know, you have to read through a couple lines on the Wikipedia or something. So.
Sure, of like when a champion is pushed to their limits and requires maybe, I mean, talking about mana issues even in that game, I agree. Cyhero didn't have many mana issues, in spite of my game sense might tell me Zyra should. But maybe it's a difference in like what is even required of a player in the different areas, where it's not necessarily like a knowledge gap, but it's a totally different experience, which is the fun of seeing the different leagues play, to me at least.
Yeah, exactly. I think, yeah, you know, yeah, like mana issues, for example, it's like that might be something that's punished more in like Ruby or Topaz compared to Pearl or something, right? Like knowing like when to poke more and when to like step back. But it looks like we're getting into game.
Yeah, okay, so we are here. Let's see. Maple Mamba is going to make it in time for his first buff. That's great. And then we got, it looks like Snoops is alone in this lane at first, but Psyhero may just be able to make it in time. Yep, no experience lost.
Yeah, perfect. And I think, yeah, no early action so far. The lanes are just getting set up and ready to go from the pause.
Yeah, I think that's a big difference between, look, you see immediately Medeo and DSauce have a little bit of prio in the bot lane, and obviously Vayne and Lulu need some time to scale up, but the fact that they've got those 2 aggressive wards in, that's gonna give Jhin a lot of pressure in order to get a little bit of a prio in the lane already.
Agreed, yeah. And Tahm Kench is a melee champion, but the tongue from Tahm Kench hurts a lot, so
yes,
Tahm Kench can easily poke you out of a lane if you're not careful.
Yeah, okay, we see the camera is going wild as there's a little bit of skirmishing all around the map, but see both of the junglers are almost done with the first side clear, and we see Tahm Kench going for something here. DSauce looking for it, but it will get hit by the turret. Medeo is going to stun Calamity Shades, but it looks like that's a clear trade win from blue side.
Yeah. Like I'm just thinking like, oh man, if like Vayne was level 3 there, or like maybe didn't level up the Q, maybe they could have gotten the condemn on Tahm Kench into the wall, and that might have been a kill. But maybe if Tahm Kench goes in again later, jumps in again like that, maybe they can.
Yeah, and this gives Spellfire maybe the opportunity to play a little aggressive, as you know what we didn't see is Psyhero's passive on LeBlanc actually already went off. Snoops has asserted a level of dominance and pushing Psyhero out of the lane already. Oh, here's Trolls with a gank onto Frosty Penguins, forcing the flash out, but the Ignite came out from Space Dandy, and now, you know, that's just a fast dog at that point. No successful gank getting the Ghost and the flash out of Quinn.
Yeah, I think that was a good gank at least. I think definitely Warwick probably doesn't want to lose their flash like that, but
wow, okay. Spellfire has to flash away as Medeo almost gets that root.
Tahm Kench, like the Abyssal Voyage or whatever, like that, the knockup from that always gets me. Like I feel like that hitbox is always slightly bigger, but
it does seem slightly bigger than the visual, right?
But Spellfire was unfortunately dead center, and like a Lulu, a level 3 Lulu without boots is not going to get out of that. So, but you know, the flash is gone from Lulu, and if DSauce wants to repeat that, I think that might be a kill, or at least like a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Medeo, go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, with Calamity Shades at full health, it's a little dangerous because now with level 4, that might be the level that Vayne needs in order to start taking down Tahm Kench.
Yeah, Medeo and DSauce are both half health, while Shades and Spellfire are pretty much like full health or close to full health, at least 75% health. So definitely a lot healthier on the blue side here. The bot lane.
Look at the bravery of top lane is what I want to point out. I kind of noticed it last game too, but the top laners are not afraid at all of being low health. But with Warwick, with Trolls on Warwick, this is going to be a fast dog, even though he's on the opposite side of the map. Frosty Penguins doesn't know that. This is championship level bravery. Ooh.
Agreed. And there's another proc of the passive from Snoops. Another proc of the LeBlanc passive. That's good getting that damage, and like it looks like he's also building up a CS lead in the mid lane. Opposite from last game.
Yeah, I think that early prio of being able to hit level 2 first, because Psyhero is a little bit late to lane. I mean, Psyhero gets the experience, but still all that damage onto the minions. And now it's a favorable back for Snoops.
Oh, he shields not to complete the back, I think.
Okay.
They're trying to...
Yeah, Maple Mamba is wise that Trolls has started up the Infernal Drake. The pings are coming out as Medeo is here to try to corner, and Psyhero is able to walk down. Let's see.
Jin is already here, but Vayne is not. So maybe that might make the difference. But Tom
Yeah,
Kench is also late, so.
It's looking like it's going to be a 4v3 without Psyhero. Maple Mamba goes in, looking to get something, is polymorphed, and is about to be smite range. The first blood gets onto Trolls, and Trolls will also take the dragon. It's a complete win for the blue side here.
Yeah, I think red side just with an unfortunately a little bit late on the positioning, it looks like, getting into there.
Yeah, and Shiny Fives is going to take an early lead. Not that it means much for the gold, but still that early Infernal Drake and the first blood is going to give a lot of pressure over to Trolls.
And the things are already starting to look a little different from last game, you know. The Frost and Phil got 3 dragons in succession without any response, at least no dragon pickup from Shiny 5. So again, already seeing some changes from last game.
Yeah, and I know it's a range top lane matchup. It's not the best version of or representation of how the game will end up, but we do see Frosty is cresting over 2 times the CS of their lane opponent. As now Psyhero is looking for potentially a gank on bot lane, but spotted out by that control ward. And now Trolls is making it up top with that W. Oh! Warwick ult goes right past Frosty Penguins, but Space Dandy with the ignite, and now Trolls is gonna get the move speed enough to actually not even participate at all in the kill.
That was really tragic. Hecarim is in the area, so we'll see if Space Dandy sticks around.
I mean, Maple Mama's got to know that Trolls is up here, and so he's going straight for Trolls, knowing there's no ult and potentially no buff. As Maple Mama, Trolls gets that smite onto the Big Krug. Now Maple Mama is gonna chase him through. Let's see. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Psyhero just killed Snoops. That was a very close battle, as Psyhero is on 10% HP while we were watching this up here. Okay, Maple Mamba chasing Trolls back into their jungle, but with no Krug.
We haven't called this out before, but let's look at that CS lead on the bot lane. 73 versus 38.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened there, but
I mean, Medeo on Jin, right? This is very much a comfort pick. See, Space Dandy sees Maple Mamba is on these grubs, but Trolls won't be able to make it in time for at least the first one to be taken, and now Frosty Penguins is here as well. Let's see if the mid laners react as we have Snoops headed up here. Warwick will proc that Blood Hunt on the W, and Maple Mamba's gonna take all 3, but now it's a 3v3 as the mid laners are here, and Maple Mamba's the first one to go down as Psyhero's looking for a return kill onto Snoops, but with 2 on him, the autos are coming out. Oh, wow.
I don't think they can tell which one's the real LeBlanc. I think they went after the wrong one, and I guess also Quinn was... Oh.
Trolls is there on time with the Blood Hunt on the real LeBlanc and gets that last kill.
Yeah, that was some nice fancy footwork from Psyhero, but not enough to get them out.
Yeah, and now Frosty Penguins. Ooh, the Warwick ult does connect. Ooh, the Malphite ult does not, though, as the Quinn E gets her right out of there. Frosty Penguins, well done.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. Last fight, Warwick missed all. This fight, Malphite misses all. They're just taking turns up there.
Yeah, it's no big. I mean, they do. There's a lot of gold in this Warwick's pocket, guaranteed. As look at that, almost finished with the Blade of the Ruin King first item. That's gonna be massive for Warwick, for Trolls getting back into the game with CS.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like there are pretty sizable CS leads for Frost and Phil in every lane except mid. So yeah, I think those kills are definitely going to help them get back and at least maintain a lead, keep the game even. So
right. But
you can see even with like the 3-kill lead, like those farm leads are keeping Frost and Phil like just about the same. So
yeah. And we're gonna start to see with Space Dandy building all of this armor, Frosty Penguins is not doing much damage anymore. Okay, Got Hero and Maple Mamba waiting here for 20 seconds for the dragon, or to put a little bit of pressure on the bot lane for them to leave. As now, we'll see if Lulu and Vayne make it back in time to help Shrolls take this, but it looks like Red has a lot more priority and pressure in the bottom side of the map.
Yeah. My eyes are still just drawn to that 50 CS lead in the bot lane. I'm just not sure what happened down there. I guess like we've just been too much fighting in the other parts of the map, but to really know. But
okay, got 4 members of the red team in the river already, in the various bushes. As now blue team is going to try to get in there. Medeo gets that root onto Spellfire, but meanwhile on the top side, vision control is asserted by Frosted and Filled. Okay, we're playing it slow around the dragon.
Yeah, red team has the vision set up, but they're engaging onto the Tahm Kench. Oh, and now Hecarim's coming in, and that's
the Lulu
good
ult
separation.
into the polymorph on Maple Mamba will lead to Maple Mamba. Oh, have to be eaten by D-Sauce as successfully gets out of there. D-Sauce, very nice save, as Hero is now joining the battle after pushing the lane a little bit.
Yeah. That was a good save by D-Sauce, but Maple Mamba's pretty low. They're going to heal up with the Honey Fruit, but I'm not sure if that's enough. Shrolls is also pretty low, so I don't know if they'll go through this fight.
Yeah, surely they know with that vision there. They can see the dragon is being taken. Quite slow, as Hero is here looking for Shrolls. Does not connect. Okay, Snoops launches the ult, and the passive immediately comes out, launches onto Medeo as well, and then there we have D-Sauce dead. Maple Mamba is gone as Lulu, oh my god, and a double kill for Shrolls as LeBlanc, Jhin, and Tahm Kench are all killed alongside Hecarim on Frosted and Filled. It looks like just the mid laner and the ADC on Shiny 5s will be taking the Hextech Drake to get 2 Drakes already in this game.
Yeah. A messy fight, but it was a 4 for 2, but the Shiny 5s also were able to get the dragon, so definitely a win for them.
Yeah, they've got Frosty Penguins looking for some really good poke on Space Dandy and finding it as not much mana left for Malphite there. I'm surprised neither of them, well, maybe, are they not done with their quest? Let's take a look. Oh, here we have Shrolls coming out on Frosty Penguins. The Blood Hunt is already active, but Shrolls activates it again for a little bit more move speed, and Frosty Penguins will go down to that gank.
Yeah, unfortunately Quinn just pushed up too far without vision and being low health at the same time. Just recipe for disaster there. Quinn is doing a really good job of, again, farming, like 50 CS lead in the top lane as well, so. And yeah, you can see even with the 6 kill lead from Shiny 5, they're only barely a few hundred gold up over Frost and Fills.
Yeah, and a lot of it is not effective gold yet, as Warwick Shrolls has not backed yet to spend all that money, but they've been racking up the kills.
Yeah. Interesting to see the Malphite has that had a shutdown for a brief moment there, or it still does. But.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, we see that they haven't died yet, and maybe that's it. But Shrolls going back in for Frosty Penguins does not activate the Blood Hunt just yet, so will not get onto Frosty. And seeing that Warwick is up there, Maple Mamba is going to go straight for the chickens.
Yeah, really good choice by the Maple Mamba. You know, as soon as you see your jungler shot on the other side of the map, try to check if their jungles, any of their jungles up. So.
Okay. And Shrolls, no idea why the chickens are not there. They don't know. As Maple Mamba is going to go straight for the Krugs now. And right underneath Shrolls' nose. Okay, the TP is coming on the other side for Shiny Fives, but so is Maple Mamba's here for the counter gank. The Space Dandy Malphite ult comes onto Medeo, and Medeo will fall to Space Dandy. Calamity Shade's forced to barriers. Maple Mamba gets on, but Trolls is here to make it a 4v2, and now Maple Mamba's running for their life, but the Warwick ult connects, and that'll be a double kill for Space Dandy. What a beautiful TP to join in here, and now the condemn into the Warwick Fear, and D-Sauce will fall as well.
Yeah. Nice 3 kills with no counter punch, and Malphite's teeping back top. Sorry, Brand is teeping top.
Yeah, there you go.
To stop the. I don't think they want this fight though. Oh, they both fight. They both flash. So, but I don't know how much longer Brand can stay here.
Yeah, it's a race to first turret. As we can see, there's 4 people banging on the door of this bot turret. And Medeo not willing to take a 1v4. Oh, but what we miss in the top lane is Frosty Penguins getting that kill onto C9 Snoops and will potentially take this turret as there's no one there to stop them. Okay, Medeo sets the stage. And Calamity Shades, gets knocked down. Spellfire's still in the stage. All right, Medeo looking for something more here. That's a beautiful shutdown. Maple Mamba and Trolls are now fighting over this scuttle. Okay, Psy Hero's the first to react. Space Dandy's here. Ult is almost up for Malphite. Oh, and Maple Mamba. The Warwick ult came out, and immediately Maple Mamba will fall.
Yeah.
Okay, there goes the Malphite ult, and it's a double kill again for Space Dandy, who's now 5-0-4.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah. This Malphite is going to be tanky late game.
Yeah, and so now Jin, having gotten that kill, just puts him positive in KDA. So we do have 1 positive KDA on the side of Frosted and Filled, but so much CS. That's why it's still a dead heat in terms of golds on both sides.
Yep.
But in terms of epic objectives, we know who the clear winner is. It's Shiny Fives, Scott Schrolls taking these Frosty Penguins. A WQ from Snoops? Wow, a lot of damage onto Frosty Penguins, but the root will come out from Medeo's Jin, and Tom Kench is going to start looking for this. Let's see.
Yeah, look, the rest of blue team is coming up to save Brand, and Brand gets out.
Very nice.
Really, yeah, good escape from Snoops. And yeah, I wanted to say, like, one thing, like, before that Herald fight, we saw Hecarim engage, and then Warwick just ult right in his face without having to jump anywhere. That was kind of funny.
Oh, okay.
Kind of funny. Oh, the Warwick ult misses.
All right, and now on the counter gank, Maple Mamba does not go in. I agree, though. But the stun, the Warwick Fear into the Lulu ult was promising there. But, of course, Psy Hero still holding that W to get to safety. Now, it's 5 members of the red team. Space Dandy does have TP, but we'll see if it comes out to get this first Cloud Drake potentially for Frosted and Filled.
Yeah. Red team has a better setup, especially with 5 of them there and Malphite still being in top lane. And blue team doesn't necessarily need to go for this. They already have the first 2 Drakes, so...
Okay,
good stun
the
from
Brand
Brand,
passive gets onto Maple Mamba. Oh my god, so much Brand damage coming out as so many passive procs go. D-Sauce trying to save Maple Mamba. Both shields will come out, and that'll be it. Snoops and Trolls doing so much damage to the members of the red team. Medeo able to clean up just a little bit, as now it's just Warwick and Jin alive. Of course, Malphite and Vayne still alive for the blue team.
Yeah, it looks like instead of going for the fight, Vayne decided to go push mid, and
Malphite top. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really nice for Shiny Fives to get that win, even down 2 members like that.
Okay, we've got the Rift Herald spawned in the top lane as Space Dandy is headed to this turret for a crash. Only Psy Hero is there in response.
Yeah, it looks like Shiny Fives learned from last game, like that Frost and Fell jungle are really going for objectives. And so they decided, we're going to get the objectives first. I think their macro, like team map play, has been improved significantly from the first game. So
right, and they're using the slow play that was highly characteristic of last game to their advantage now, as they are able to pick the fight when they have the clear fight winners, which is the Brand ult, which is the Warwick ult, which is the Lulu ult. There's just so much team fight potential in these, whereas on the red side, really the only team fighting ults, I mean, you have Jin ult from a distance, but it's just Hecarim, really. Diesel's forced to flash away from Vayne there. Vayne getting to the scary point.
Yeah.
And that's without an attack speed item. That's just with Hubris.
Wow. Yeah, that's Hubris. Is Hubris one of the newer builds for Vayne? I think I know generally I see Vayne go for like attack speed on hit, but
yeah,
lethality is interesting. Sorry.
I mean, especially if this is going to be a longer game. I know we only have the 5 turrets total taken. Oh, here we have Space Dandy going in on Frosty Penguins. Of course, Strolls is here, lands that ult easily, and then they said, of course we can connect 2 ults at the same time. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Psyhero landing this onto Snoops. The ult comes out from Snoops, but let's see. Psyhero will
that brand
fall
damage
in response.
Yeah, that brand damage is nutty already, and that's just with Arylize and Faded Ashes. Well, and I guess Spellslinger Shoes. Actually, I always feel like Spellslinger Shoes does a lot more, helps you do a lot more damage than you expect. So.
Yes, 100%. It makes the very little magic resist that's based on champions hardly anything.
Yep.
Especially because it comes with that 8% magic penetration. So it's not just flat, it's going to help you kill the tanks on the enemy team, if you can even find them. Of course, this is a pretty tanky Hecarim build, not a very tanky LeBlanc build, but...
Yeah. Hecarim has gone, but Hecarim has only gone for armor items so far, so we'll need to see some of that magic resist. Otherwise, pretty much the same as LeBlanc, right? So.
All right, finally we're in one of those lull periods as we're going to see a lot of fighting, hopefully around the vision for Baron. Okay, Medeo landing 2 shots onto Calamity Shades, and Trolls here defensively.
Good. Shades forced a barrier there, but yeah, that Jin is hurting. Like, Jin's already 2 items, and Shades has only completed 1. It's really just that, you know, it's that CS lead, and I guess there's also a kill lead, but both of them combined, you know.
Yeah, Spellfire is so brave being here 1v3 defending that turret, but the turret will fall. And now we've got blue team trying to collapse here, but it is 4v3 as Strolls and Space Dandy looking potentially for their double ult combo.
Yep, yeah, both of their ults are up too, so.
I know Space Dandy and Scott must be feeling so powerful as they're 12-1-5 and 5-0-5. DSauce going in for a W there, does not land, but now there's a lot of posturing around the Dragon Pit, which is not set to spawn a dragon for a minute and a half.
Yeah. I think both teams just want to fight because they're like, I'm not sure. It's really...
Okay, Calamity Shades potentially caught out here as C9 Snoops is the only one left. Misses the W and Q as Frosty Penguins. Let's see. C9 Snoops flashes, forces Frosty Penguins to flash. Calamity Shades goes right after. And there it is. Snoops gets the kill onto Frosty Penguins as Scott is now looking for vengeance. And it's a full-on ARAM in the mid lane. Scott is the first one to fall. Big shutdown, 1,070 gold onto Hecarim. As now, that's just a successful fight for the red side.
Yeah.
Successful 1-for-1 in terms of gold traded from champion to champion.
Yeah, getting that shutdown on Warwick is important. And it's like pretty much almost even up the gold.
Okay, Medeo sets the stage as now C9 Snoops forced to run around. Let's see. This last one will take Snoops' life as Medeo hits the last shot.
Yeah, and that's a, you know, now it's a 2-for-1 for favoring Frost and Feld, which is great.
Yeah, and this is the type of pressure that red side needs in order to continue on. Oh, wow, the Electrocute and Ignite will get Psyhero that kill onto Spellfire, and he will just escape with less than 50 HP at the time.
And Hecarim is taking bot jungle again, away from Warwick again. Really good counter jungling from Maple Mamba. Knowing that, like, Trolls wants to go for kills. And
It hurts my heart seeing Schroll's Warwick go to each camp that has just been taken by Maple Mamba and maybe thinking, why isn't this spawning?
yeah.
Okay, Trolls is basically alone as only Calamity Shades is here, and DSauce goes in, but Frosty Penguins will be the first to fall as Trolls is very strong. DSauce's ult comes out there, and
Noops is alone with Hecarim.
okay, what we missed was Maple Mamba getting the kill onto the Cloud Drake there. While Trolls was on the other side of the pit, but now Medeo looking like he's going to fall to Trolls as well. C9 Snoops gets the kill.
Nice. Yeah. That speed, the movement speed from Warwick is really coming in clutch for cleaning up these, fragment kills. But yeah, I think it was really good. I liked it really in that outside the dragon pit, like over the wall, when DSauce and Quinn engage. I liked how the Shiny 5 switched targets for him, because first DSauce got in, so they're fighting him, but as soon as Quinn jumped in, they switched over to him. It was like good target selection, like and good shot calling from the
and
team.
While we're here, let's... Ooh, I don't want to run away from this because this is looking good. Psyhero potentially chasing here, and Snoops launching that ult at Psyhero, but Maple Mamba may be able to collapse. I know we had a replay there. Oh, so the game is paused. Why don't we go back to that replay while the game is paused? I'll just give it a second to make sure that we are there. I wanted to see that dragon fight because we weren't super focused on it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look. And okay, it'll be on. Thank you, Kelton, our replay producer. As we were watching the Warwick fight over here, Hecarim is in there with Medeo. Maple Mamba there with Medeo and just taking the Drake, but unfortunately forced in between a rock and a fiery place as Snoops is there, just doing so much damage with that passive.
Yep, exactly. And it's like we called it earlier, Hecarim has not built MR yet, so. And then the Warwick speed just letting them get the kill onto Jhin.
All right, and we will go back to this pause as we are still waiting. Let's check. Got another crash from Schrolls just after that nice play too.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got Maple Mamba saying, "I needed this pause to reevaluate my life decisions." Very nice.
Yeah, they've been getting. They got a nice pickup on the dragon, but yeah, they've been struggling a little bit this game with 1, 7, and 4. But their team's still keeping the gold even. So, and that shutdown earlier onto Warwick was nice for the Hecarim.
Okay, and I'm just gonna read a little bit from chat. So we've got these reactions from chat. We've got that sniper. I know that's referring to the 4th shot on C9 Snoops. Take the gun away from them. I don't think the gun is gonna stop Warwick. Well, we'll see, as it's looking like those are going to be the 2 win conditions on either team. But Vayne is getting up there, right?
Yeah, it looks like Vayne is getting up there, I think. They went the Hubris first, but now they're looking like they're going into the crit items. Although they have 2 cloaks of agility from what I can see on my screen, so that's a little bit confusing. But I don't know what that might have been a misclick, but
the extra crit, it might be what Calamity Shades was exactly looking for. It may be a double click misbuy, but okay. We've got an already. We'll see if we're ready to resume here. And we're resuming in 4, 3.
So Malphite has gone, like some of chat has mentioned, Malphite has been sidling for a long time, and it's got some nice 2 tank items, and now it's like, you know what, I'm going to build Malignance next, so with the, for more ult, and for a little bit more damage.
Okay.
Malignance is the ult ability haste item, right? Not
Yes, 100%. That's what's being built here. Oh, here we have Trolls getting that ult onto Frosty Penguins. Frosty Penguins potentially regretting that E, as there's just nothing to stop, especially when it's Vayne, Lulu, and Warwick. That's a lot of attacks coming furiously at you.
Yeah, and that's just a lot of damage. And yeah, look at that Malphite sidelining again.
And you know, I don't think Space Dandy's in any real danger here. Only seeing Medeo with the Giant Slayer, Lord Dominic's regards. That's potentially the only danger, but with that much armor on Space Dandy's Malphite, it's not looking too much of an issue.
I think in the classic thing with Jhin is that Jhin can't kill tanks, right? With only 4 fixed autos, right? So
yeah.
With the rest of the team collapsing, red team collapsing, though, it made sense for Malphite to back off.
Right. Okay. And now, once again, we're staring at the big purple dragon in this pit, who sits alone, untouched, for 28 minutes in this game. But we'll see what happens, as both teams are waiting for an opening, and still, there's only about 2,000 gold separating each side here. Blue side clearly with a vision advantage around the Baron, and yet, look at this, both sides drawn. The gravity of the bot lane calls almost like an abyss to both members of these teams as they are clearing vision and using some of their vision to get more understanding, knowing potentially that they're in this bot lane. We just need to find them and hunt them down.
Yeah. How long is it until... Oh, yeah, I see it. Dragon's on for another minute, so...
Yes. And now that we're near the minute point, it makes sense why we're here. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, is now Frosty Penguins using that ult, basically getting out, but Space Dandy flash ulting on, and now Frosty Penguins forced into a really terrible position as Space Dandy forces them to flash and ghost away.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that was a good engage from Space Dandy, but unfortunately the rest of the blue team were not close enough to help out to finalize a kill.
Yeah, we got C9 Snoops TPing onto this top turret, but Maple Mamba is already miles away by the time they get there. They had successfully pushed that lane solo as Hecarim jungle.
Yeah, I mean, that's impressive from a Hecarim jungle with no damage items, but...
Yeah. Okay, here we have Shrolls, Space Dandy, Calamity Shades, and Spellfire getting the vision they need around the Baron and starting it as they understand there's a lot of pressure. They see Quinn in the bot lane, they see LeBlanc not moving from the mid lane, and with no vision, Vsauce comes along looking for something here. Has the wards, and is on a ward, but potentially surprised by the Baron take there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't put a ward down over the pit. Maybe they have 4 wards now, so...
Yeah, and that Baron take gives the red side the opportunity to quickly take their second Cloud Drake of the game.
Yep. But I think that was a good Baron pickup. Yeah, with pushing Hecarim and Quinn off, it made sense to go for it there.
100%. So, as we venture into the 4th set of 10 minutes in this game, we'll see how this game is going to break apart, because there isn't a clear winner just yet. Both teams have something to scale into, as Jhin may be able to get rid of Brand and Vayne before Lulu responds on either of them. I mean, it's Sophie's choice. If you're Lulu, you have to understand who is the one you need to protect the most here.
Yeah, I think you'll probably gravitate a little bit towards that, like Warwick with 14 kills, but Warwick with 14 kills does have a Thornmail and Spirit Visage, so probably can survive. And yeah, it's hard to decide between the Brand and the Vayne. Like, Vayne's gonna start picking up on damage and kills, or damage and items, so maybe, but Brand's doing all the damage right now, so.
Ooh, okay, we see some aggressive posturing from Frosty Penguins, but not much comes of it, as now there's a lot of attraction towards the mid lane, but Space Dandy and Trolls able to get a lot of traction in the top lane as Maple Mamba jumps onto Spellfire and Calamity Shades. Medeo opens up the ult as Frosty Penguins is coming in. This looks like Spellfire is immediately gone. But in the meantime, Trolls and Space Dandy take the top inhibitor turret as no one is here to defend this inhibitor. See Medeo running back in, but Frosty Penguins looking for something here, runs into both C9 Snoops and Calamity Shades and falls. As Red Team is sent scrambling to protect their base.
Yeah. Quinn unfortunately went forward while the rest of their team went backward, and they paid for it. Yeah, I think it was Lulu recognized that she had to die there, so and like let Shades get out, which was good. But yeah, it's like inhibitor's gone in the top lane now.
Yeah, and that's gonna add even more pressure to the top lane as we see Psy Hero landing a really nice chain onto C9 Snoops, but the Baron minions will take the LeBlanc passive completely out of there as both are sent running back to their respective turrets. Okay, see Lulu checking out the Dragon Pit over here. Maple Mamba gets that smite, but now Maple Mamba is forced into a CC chain. Oh, but D-Sauce is there in time. The Warwick ult comes out onto D-Sauce, and Maple Mamba is able to get out before Trolls can flash Q them. D-Sauce will fall as Frosty Penguins is now here to clean up and do a little bit of disengage. Maple Mamba forced to back all the way to base. Luckily, there's no objective to lose on the map right now. Spellfire is going to fall to LeBlanc and Medeo. Wow. Okay, it's ARAM time.
It's ARAMing time. Yep. Yeah, that's a good pickup onto, D-Sauce fell, but it's also good to get the pickup back onto the other support as well. But yeah, the inhibitor minions are just a real problem for red side.
Right. Okay, Trolls now maybe looking to repay the favor onto Maple Mamba by counter jungling now, but Maple Mamba is not alone in their own jungle as Frosty Penguins and Psy Hero are here potentially to take this down as Maple Mamba just had to survive.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very tanky Hecarim, and yeah, unfortunately, the rest of Shiny Fives weren't there. Frosty Penguins engages onto Malphite but realizes, wait a minute.
Right, I don't do any damage to him.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we can see that there's 44 seconds left until the Cloud Drake that will be either Soul Point for Frosted and Filled or the Soul itself for Shiny Fives. And Trolls will be up in time to make it there. But for the posturing side of it and getting the vision, red side is looking to be at a great advantage as Spellfire and Snoops are caught out by Frosty Penguins. Polymorph comes out, but Maple Mamba's ult goes over the Dragon Pit, and now C9 Snoops is sent running. Frosty Penguins picks up the kill, but not before the Brand passive connects to everyone onto Psy Hero as well, and that's going to be Psy Hero down.
Yeah, that's a nice double kill from Brand. Yeah, maybe a little bit too close without support, a little too far forward without support, but able to get the double kill.
Yes, and we see the behind Space Dandy TP as now D-Sauce trying to protect Maple Mamba. The ult will come out from Space Dandy as the knockup from D-Sauce. Will it get Maple Mamba out? No, it won't, but now Medeo loops all the way around to get Spellfire, and now it's just Space Dandy and Medeo. The tank, the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Malphite happens to be both, but Trolls has been on the Cloud Drake taking the soul the entire time.
Yeah. D-Sauce has been great with the eats on Tom Kench to save like Hecarim and other team members, but unfortunately just not enough there. So
yeah, absolutely. And in the meantime, while all of those shenanigans are happening, the Nexus turrets are almost down as the Winions have come through. And we see blue team pinging. This is the time for the Baron as there's still just 10 seconds before Maple Mamba can even come up. And we've got Vayne and Brand. That's a lot of damage. And the Bork on Warwick. This should be shredded almost immediately. And we'll see.
Yeah.
Red team
is Red team's making their way over, but yeah.
Not wise to it at the very beginning, but now they see that there's just a bit of HP left. Maple Mamba running with all of his might. Ults over, and we'll see has stolen successfully the Baron as now Calamity Shade's forced to run away. The Warwick ult comes out. Will it be enough? But Space Dandy's ult does knock up quite a few of them. And we'll see. It's looking like blue team is going to be able to win this fight, but no. Vsauce knocks up Scrolls. Scrolls takes the kill onto Maple Mamba and onto Psy Hero. The lifesteal from Scrolls is so much to get a triple kill. And now Space Dandy and Spellfire are able to back Medeo off.
Yeah.
While
And
Frosty Penguin's forced to get running away.
Yeah, oh, but the slow lands. I don't think there's enough damage, but yeah. On the other side of the fight, like you saw, Frosty Penguin's keeping Snoops on Brand away. But yeah, I think unfortunately Shrulls with that Lulu, well, without the Lulu, I feel like is without the Lulu shield and the Warwick lifesteal, it's not enough.
Yeah, potentially a different story, especially with the Ardent Sensor there too. We see Frosty Penguins coming around on 4 of these. No, just looking for the wave to make sure that they can't take the inhibitor. But let's see, will the Quinn passive be able to get, the speed, but no, Space Dandy's ult into Spellfire's ult will knock Quinn down. That's 60 seconds now of I want to say CC, it's death timer, but at this point it's 60 seconds of CC as the top laner with levels are going to be off the map for much longer than their teammates. What would you rather have, a shorter death timer or 2 more levels?
I think, I think it's really hard to say because like the stats from those extra levels really does matter. But in the late game, where every minute matters, like those shorter death timers are also nice. So I think I'd probably have to go with the shorter death timers.
Yeah, and every minute matters, especially when you're gone for an entire minute. Okay, we do have a replay. Let's take a look. Okay, we're gonna watch this steal as it happens in real time. See, the Hecarim comes in. I know there's one smite, that's Troll Smite, and then we've got Hecarim stealing the Baron there. And the Lulu ult immediately after. It's just knock-up after knock-up here.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have a little bit of fighting here, so let's go back to live. As the Warwick ult landed onto Medeo, and then Calamity Shades gets the kill. And now Maple Mamba forced to run for their life, but they're stuck between the blue team. And now this is looking very dangerous as for 50 seconds, 2 of the highest impact champions on Frosted and Filled are gone.
Yep.
But look at that, without much of a wave, Spellfire just making it out alive.
Wow.
Okay. See, Psy Hero forced to back away. Go ahead, DRK.
Yeah, I know Brand and Vayne are doing consistent damage, but I'm just really liking this Warwick, Malphite, Lulu combo. It's just getting them so many kills, like as you saw in that replay. But here, Vayne and Brand, Vayne, Brand, and Warwick they're 3 damage healers getting all the kills, and it looks like their blue team's going to push for the end here. We'll see if they get it. Lulu's waddling her way back.
Oh, Maple Mamba with that push of Scrolls into the turret does knock Scrolls all the way down, and Vayne will go as well. But Space Dandy looking for a double kill and secures it. This is now Snoop, Spellfire, and Space Dandy looking to push, and only Maple Mamba is alive. Vsauce still has a dozen seconds left, and let's see. It's looking like it is over as there's nothing Maple Mamba can do but push his body into C9 Snoops, as that'll be a full ace. And this game will go to Shiny Fives. It is now 1-1 in the Pearl Invitationals.
An even series so far. Wow. These teams it just shows how well evenly matched these 2 teams are.
Okay, and welcome back, Mike. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, but I didn't have your camera shut off there, so I wanted to alert you that we are back.
Fine. I was just I was researching old school video game emulation. I kind of got ADHD hyperfocus there, so let me come back to the world of the living. Hi, everybody.
Welcome back, Mike. And that was another amazing game, very back and forth. And now I'm like, I am so excited to see this last game, which I'm sure we're gonna get right into because we don't typically cross the 10 p.m. thresholds Central Time.
Will be the way of things. Hang on, I gotta get my
It'll
setup.
be. This game is for all the marbles. So
yeah. And so we're gonna get back into it. It looks like we're keeping the same sides. Blue side for shiny fives, and red side will keep frosted and filled. And I don't know who is left in terms of comfort picks for these players. Now that we have, how many is it now? It's 20 champions who are automatically banned at the start of this game.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at myself. I apologize for that. I was watching the game, and then slowly my side task started taking more and more of my attention. And
no, you are all good, Mike. I wasn't trying to call you out, just alert you that we were back to the camera.
I'm just laughing at myself.
What did you think of that game too, Mike? Do you have any comments? I think
from what I saw of it, and I am unsure how long I wasn't paying attention, but the very beginning was good. Actually, I'm not even gonna. I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries at all. So here's my take, and someone said it in the chat, is the idea that the kills were actually very far apart. It was like 23-11 at the point in which someone said it in chat. But we kept referring to the gold number at the top of the screen. It was way closer than you would imagine that to be. I've been in ranked games where I've said to myself, this looks so unwinnable, I want to leave. But if I knew that the gold was that close, and I bet you it has been, because you win those games sometimes. So
yeah,
what is gonna happen in this last game? Go ahead, DRK.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like in that game too, it's really like it was so interesting to watch. Like Shiny Fives had all the kills, but red team like the Frost and Fill jungle, they were like farming so well and like maintain like CS leads in multiple roles, like with especially Maple Mamba stealing jungle, and just good play from like the Quinn and the Jhin. So it's like, it's like really, I think really impressive, like how even with being behind so many kills, how well like Frosted and Phil were able to like keep the goal kind of even. And it looks like we're already in game 3, so we'll see. We'll see what they pick and like what direction both teams go for in this last game.
I'm gonna just preemptively switch us so that we move around in the Brady Bunch here. So we are all ready.
I think what I'm looking for here is like, will Frost and Phil jungle bench Evelyn or Cho'Gath or both? Because I think those are like the last 2 comfort picks I know for Shrulls. Yeah. Spellfire, looks like Spellfire's not gonna be able to play Morgana tonight. Medeo and DSauce aren't gonna be able to play Seraphine tonight either, so a lot of comfort picks also being denied.
Yeah, I hate to say it because of how much of a difference there is, but you can see the difference between Shrulls on a champion that maybe Shrulls is comfortable with and it just wasn't the right circumstances, Master Yi. But the difference between the Master Yi performance and the Warwick performance, in spite of having so much of their jungle counter-jungled away from them, it didn't matter. Shrulls was still dominating the map through that massive gank potential from the Warwick ults and the Ws. So I am curious and I'm concerned, DRK, of will Shrulls make the pick happen right now of Evelyn, or is it going to be taken away? Because Evelyn is still up.
Yeah, I don't know if Maple Mama plays Evelyn, so I think unless they've been practicing it this past weekend, I just don't know about it. But yeah, I don't foresee them picking up Evelyn here. We see the Space Danny taking that Garen away from Frosty in the top lane. For the game 3, it's like a night. You want an easy comfort pick, and that's being denied right here.
right? But
Yeah.
also playing a lot of Garen. I was just about to say Teemo's not banned, right? So he knows what's up. He knows what's hard to play against. So,
Yeah.
Teemo into Garen most likely. Nefiri picked. There's the Evelyn.
Yep.
All right, we see Troll does get Evelyn. See, that's maybe the difference because there's two pieces of every team that is the glue. To me, it's the jungle and the mid lane. It's like the domino effect of if you don't have your comfort in either of those roles, and I have, maybe because I've become a little bit more familiar with Psy Hero and Snoops, they have a pretty wide bench between them.
Mhm.
And it's not really, it's easy to take the mains away, but the sides, you know, they perform. And so, I mean, they've kept them for the last half of the picks both times now.
Yeah.
And I know, I don't know Snoops as well as I know Psy Hero, but I know Psy Hero practices in secret other champs just to make sure that if he gets his comfort bands picked or taken away, right, that he has something up his sleeve.
Well, good to know, because who knows what's gonna come out for the mid lane and the support for both teams, as they've both chosen top jungle, I imagine, for Nefiri. I don't imagine that's Nefiri mid. What do you think, Dear K?
I would, knowing that Maple Mama tends to play AD champs in the jungle, I would lean towards it being jungle, but like Moen said, you know, maybe Psy Hero is practicing a non-AP champion in secret that we don't know about, right?
It would be very interesting, because if there's a champion who can hunt down Evelyn, it's Nefiri, with the ability to find the invisible target and launch onto them, especially if Evelyn's running away and trying to get back in camouflage. It's pretty dangerous. And we've got Trap City with Caitlyn and Teemo already.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I had an absolutely hilarious game against Nefiri once as Zillion, because every single time her little dog came in, I put, you know, little bomb on there just to automatically go back and get my little poke in, my poke.
And what are you gonna do? Leave your dogs at home, Nefiri? No, the bomb's coming right back to you.
Now we see, and we didn't talk about it earlier, but Misfortune and Caitlyn for the ADCs, both comfort picks. Nice to see them. And they're both really good at their respective champions, so that's good to see. The Nautilus pickup from Frost and Field has my suspicions raised, just because I've seen Maple Mamba play that in the jungle before. So, but
I know Gations does that as well, but I'm not sure. Yeah, we don't know. Could be anything.
We have C9 Snoops picking up the Zinjao. It's going to probably be that AP mid that we've seen before in the season, and we're rounding it out with a Braum.
Oh, and then Renata. So it is Nautilus somewhere unexpected, right?
Yeah, it's most likely Nautilus on jungle and then the Fury mid. So Psy Hero is playing a champion that doesn't build magic damage. So it'll be interesting.
And they're only AP. Well, I guess Renata is AP, kind of. No, she's AD. So it's going to be Teemo is their source of AP, yeah?
Yeah. Renata doesn't really do damage in general.
I know. She doesn't.
She builds magic damage, but she is a support, so she will not. And she's an enchanter support, so no damage for Renata.
And I see some chats coming in. Not Jungle Peak. Bromwell does block Renata ult, so we do see that's a potential counter from Spellfire. We'll see how interesting it is, because sometimes the Brom ults or the Brom E could be just connecting to the handshake from Renata.
Someone's calling out the Teemo jungle. Oh, Bormelian's calling out the Teemo jungle for sure.
It is Teemo top, Frosty Penguins, and we do have Maple Mamba on Nautilus jungle, Psy Hero on the Fury, and then everything else as we expected. Oh,
just real quick, I want to point out that Frosty Penguins has a tag, and the tag is the Plague Rat, which I know is in reference to his Twitch, but it kind of is fitting with Teemo.
Yeah, especially with that Omega Squad Teemo skin, I think that fits well.
Okay, with that, I will leave you two to it, Moens and DRK, for the last game. Let's get into it.
Sounds good. See you later, Nick. I was gonna ask, I mean, I'm not sure it's like Deathfire Grasp standard on Neferi mid now. I'm not too familiar with Neferi mids, but
I am not sure. I'm not a Neferi mid either. What I can say is that I don't like playing against her.
yeah.
Much like, I forget who it was that said about Morgana, I hate Neferi, I hate Neferi, I hate Neferi, I hate Neferi.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, Neferi has been really strong lately in the meta, so yeah. As I can think, I've never seen Sahir play this before, so we'll see if like they've really had been practicing this in secret. So, and I know we talked about how a ranged top lane on like Teemo is annoying for Garen, but Garen can win this lane. You know, yeah, Teemo might poke you out, but like if Garen's able to get onto Teemo and do damage, Teemo's not surviving that. So
Certainly not with that attitude. Alright, so we're just gotten a little bit of, Snoop's coming in on Neferi, forcing a flash out of Hero, both of them losing an Ignite.
yeah, both in the pinging in chat right away. Nice. Yeah, like a little trade there. I know we also didn't mention this earlier, but Renata is like, I think DSauce is like #1 comfort pick, so
Oh, I did not realize that. Okay.
He doesn't usually he hasn't really played it a lot during the pro season, but Renata is, I think, one of his favorite champions, so I'm excited to see what he does down here in the bot lane. I think.
How quickly people forget mains, right?
Yeah. Caitlyn is getting some nice, oof. Yeah, that like Braum passive, and it looks, it's interesting. Misfortune double up also gets a stack on the Braum. I guess it does do on-hit effects, but
yeah, and I think I don't know, just off the cusp, I think it's going to be a hard matchup for that Renata Kate, right? They're going to be playing the keep away game, whereas Braum is going to be playing the you can't get away game, right?
Yeah. Good interrupt on the Nautilus back there. Oh, and it looks like Xin Zhao's very low in the mid lane. And so is Space standing in the top lane. Yeah, it's like a Teemo poke. Barely, Garen barely survives there.
Yeah, and Teemo against Garen, that's just going to be a hard matchup, right? Like,
yeah,
Teemo outranges him, Teemo can damage him, Teemo can blind him. All things you don't want as a Garen. Nautilus coming in, flashing for the Calamity Shades, and Calamity Shades flashing in turn. Altogether an uneventful gank, but flashes were wasted.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I feel like this early game has been a lot more active than the first two games, at least. A lot more like early ganks, at least.
Well, this is serious. This one's for the World Championship of Pearl.
Yeah, that's true.
Serious business.
We got some friendly banter going on in the all chat over there.
Yeah. How dare you walk to the left?
Is that a heal? That's a heal from Renata there.
Eve marking the Teemo. Teemo just Wing and walking away. But, Eve... Ooh, might actually go back in. Nope.
Yeah. Misfortune, unfortunately, does not have enough time to, stack the Braum stun.
No, but they're certainly getting poke on him. On the Caitlyn.
Yep. We are seeing significant farm leads for Frost and Phil Jungle for both the top lane and the mid lane. Top lane, I think I would definitely expect, but in mid lane, it's unexpected a little bit for me.
Yeah, look at the farm though. Yeah, like you said.
I think Maple Mamba hasn't gotten a farm lead yet this game, mostly because they have been ganking a lot more than the Evelyn. So, but yeah. And then, oh gosh, in the bot lane too, that farm lead's also building up now that I look at it.
Yeah, but if you're Zen, right? Like, how are you gonna farm against a Nefiri? Right?
Yeah, fair.
Nefiri is just oppressive. Eve coming in for Nefiri as Nefiri just dashes away.
Yeah.
And here we go again. Garen, or Frosty, just being oppressive towards the Garen, punishing him for that Garen pick.
Yep.
Forcing yet another recall. Oh, he's not recalling.
I mean, I know the Garen. People talk about the Garen passive, but it's not going to be enough to like help you farm the wave here, I think.
Right. Yeah, the passive is strong, but at this stage, not so much. Just a whole lot of back and forth right now. It's still a 0-0 game at 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Even with all those, even with quite a few early games.
Yep, and Nocturne, or I keep doing that. Nautilus coming in for another gank, knowing their flashes are down, but just dewarding instead as Braum goes over and just knocks a passive or a Q on him to get the passive, and Nautilus waddles away. Xin forcing a flash out of Nefiri in a brazen. Oh, look at this. The oppressed are getting back right now.
You just needed one more auto, and like maybe would have gotten that kill. But at least finally, like Space Jam is taking some control over the lane.
Yeah, no, that's true. But look at, I don't know. It's just. Holding my breath to see if he would get away. Flash to get it, but unfortunately not in time. What I was about to say was that Nefiri has been oppressive towards Zen. Teemo has been oppressive towards Garen, and both of them just now have stood up and said, "No more.
Yeah.
I will not be oppressed."
But with Garen saying that in top lane and having Evelyn come up there, this is a perfect opportunity for Maple Mamba to like go towards the dragon and take it.
So.
Yep, and red team, Frostfield Jungle gets the first objective of the game.
Misfortune reset. Braum waiting at the turret. Teemo chasing down that Garen as Eve comes in behind Teemo. Teemo seemingly unaware as they both run each other down, forcing a flash out of Teemo. Teemo running away, hoping that they would step on the shrooms. They do not, as they both carefully walk where they know they've stepped before.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately for the Evelyn, for Shrulls, the charm was a little bit too early.
Look how close they're coming to those shrooms, and the shroom dies. Oh wait, no, it did hit her. I thought it died right before she walked over it.
Okay, looks like Renata roamed up top lane, maybe seemingly for that Grubs fight. And Evelyn is low. I know she can heal up a little bit with their passive, but not enough to like stop red team from taking the Grubs. And
top doesn't have prio. Teemo kills Garen.
I feel like a 9-minute. Yeah, that 9-minute first blood seems pretty late to me.
Yeah, everybody's taking this one really seriously. Like I said, like this is they're playing for keeps.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly, with each game, I think they're getting more and more conservative, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think each team has been playing. The teams have been cleaning up their play from game to game. Has been really neat to watch.
But that's the farm disparity. My God, the farm disparity is going to be a problem here for red team or blue team. Excuse me.
Yeah, it'll become a problem as objective fights become more and more important. And you know, like Renata roamed up to the Grubs fight, and you know, Misfortune and Braum weren't able to do anything onto Caitlyn in the bot lane, even with the numbers advantage. There isn't much. I mean, Medeo played respectfully, but still,
Nautilus
playing respectfully and still had the CS lead, right?
Nautilus is sneaking in, stealing blue team's blue.
Yep.
Eve is seemingly unaware.
Yeah, and just from that one kill on those CS leads, like red team has a 1.5k gold lead.
Hex Flash from Nocturne. I keep doing that. Wrong end champion. Nautilus.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Nautilus, but I mean, Maple Mama played Nocturne for game 1, so confusion is understandable.
Just got in the mode of saying it, I guess. Teemo just poking away Space Dandy from his own turret. Top lane resetting, Nautilus going back into his jungle. Eve sneaking in on Nefiri. Nefiri noticing and dashing away. Getting charmed.
Yep. Good kill from Snoops and Shralls onto Psy Hero in the mid lane.
Psy Hero, unfortunately, unable to dash away from that one.
Yeah. And you know, it's not like Teemo who can like force Trolls to Evelyn to proc the charm too early, right? So with the move speed. The trap does reveal Shralls. Is it going to be enough to save Frosty? And no. Frosty does get a lot. Frosty does get the return kill on Shralls, which is big.
It is huge. And like Nick was saying last time, the top laners in this matchup don't appear to be afraid of taking damage.
Good stun onto Nefiri, but is that enough to save them? It doesn't look like it. Oh, nice kills from Shades. It's a double.
Shades getting a triple kill, turning towards the Nautilus. Will she be able to escape or kill?
No,
not so much, but Nautilus, 2 triple kills. Was that 2 triple kills on each team?
Yep.
Yeah.
2 triple kills. I mean, like, that Nautilus is not tanky. It's an AP Nautilus, so definitely doing more damage than you would expect. Shrall sneaking over to the Dragon Pit. I don't think Maple Mamba knows this till now.
Nope.
It's not enough to get the kill. Just that one.
Not enough to get the kill, but it is enough to get the dragon.
Yep, and that's all you need. Medeo's walking back towards the pit. I'm not sure. I think just trying to like annoy them a little bit. Maybe see if they can go for a counter fight. But
yeah, and sometimes you need to just scare people off the dragon, right? If they're not as confident. But this is a pretty even match, right? The gold is, I mean, a little bit on red side, but they don't.
It's not insurmountable for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then Teemo seems to be putting those shrooms in those bushes in the same spot every time. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's about where Garen stepped on him before. What works. Yeah, they're in the exact same setup each time. And I can say this looking at it, right, because I can see where the shrooms are. Nefiri coming in on bot lane, ulting the Braum. Braum just taking the damage as he runs away and W's. Misfortune ults to try to save Braum. Unfortunately, it is all for naught. There's 3
Good
of them.
damage though, and like should at least push some of them off. And okay, we have 2 fights going on. Xin Shao's in the bot lane. Looks like Nautilus is going to kill Garen, but Garen's going to get the return kill onto Nautilus up there. C9 Snoops roams down to bot lane, but isn't able to get any kills.
Yeah, and chat's calling out pretty good spots mostly. They are, right? Like, I mean, they're working. I don't mean... Go ahead. Oh, we've got a replay on the Nautilus kill. We'll play it.
Yeah, it's that burn from the Nautilus that got the Garen in the end. Nice. Like, just so many knockups there.
Right. Yeah, that was like so many knockups, like you said, on that Nautilus kill. Their red team going for Rift. This blue team is too spread out, unfortunately, to do anything about it. Xin trying to go in to just see what's up, but is too late and is waiting in the bush to see what he can find. Red team has sight. Nefiri alt C9 Snoops. As C9 Snoops runs towards their turret, makes it.
That's good.
And red team just goes to try to secure the blue as Eve eyes that Nautilus, knowing that what he's doing can't do anything about it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Maple Mamba has really been good about like taking away camps from Shrall's all 3 games. And we missed this in the fights earlier, but red team also got the first tower in top lane. That Teemo just doing a lot of damage, and having a lot of push.
Teemo is oppressive, which is going to make him a target. Teemo baiting the Eve to walk into the shroom, but unfortunately the bait does not save his life.
Yeah, he will get really low though.
He will get really low, and he has to watch where he steps because there are shrooms everywhere. I think he just stepped on one. Yeah. Oh, he barely died, or barely living.
Mm-hmm. But as you can see in the mid lane, Nautilus and Nefiri are able to get the kill on Zinzhou. Yes, this Nautilus has been everywhere.
Nautilus has been everywhere, and he's AP, right? So
yeah.
like you said, AP Nautilus, not so much on the resistances. Although he does have a Negatron cloak, so seemingly building some sort of magic resist item next.
Yeah, maybe it's just like that 1 damage item into tank. Blue team has at least been able to get a turret kill back on top lane, but unfortunately they're going to lose the tower mid and most likely lose the Garen top lane as well. Or maybe not. Does Garen make the great escape? He does.
That was a narrow escape, right? That hook, you know he's clenching his buttocks.
Yeah, for sure. That just barely met.
The prediction is he's building Abyssal Mask from the chat.
Yeah, and we didn't call it out in last game, but Space Dandy built that Abyssal Mask on Malphite, and that came in, I felt like, was a really nice pickup. Oh, perfect Braum ult into Misfortune ult combo there. I guess it killed onto Renata.
It's a wicked wombo combo. Garen coming in on the Teemo. Teemo leading him through his funhouse as Garen does not care. Ults him in the face, killing him by their own blue.
Yeah. That, for Garen, that ignite into ult combo is usually how you get your Mountain killed, and it did so there too. Unfortunately, Medeo on Caitlyn was split from the rest of his team, and he dies as blue team is taking Dragon.
Quark is mad at me for the... This is normally the time of the feeding. He's getting more and more aggressive as time passes.
And yeah, blue team's able to get the turret kill in bot lane as well.
Right. There is a 300 gold difference.
Oh, perfect. Braum shield to block Renata ult. Misfortune's able to get out. I don't know if they'll get any kills. There's Caitlyn's making her way down to the bot lane.
Right, Renata. That. Yeah, there's still. I mean, it's not that big of a gold difference, right? Especially considering the farm disparity top lane and mid lane, and in the jungle, right? You'd think that there would be more of a lead.
Yeah, you think there'd be more of a lead, but I think, yeah, like you said, even if Frost and Field have less kills, they do have a CS lead in multiple lanes, and I think that's evening out. But yeah, both teams, you know, they have 2 towers. Blue team has an extra dragon, but I think red team's gotten the Herald and the Grubs, so.
Yep, they've gotten Garen and Garen and Eve just turning around on that Teemo saying, "I will not be oppressed."
And yeah, this is like usually what kind of happens in a Garen versus Teemo matchup. Teemo can get the push in on you early, but as soon as Garen starts getting items, I do not think the Misfortune ult was necessary there, but good pick up onto Renata. I think Renata used the last, the Death Defying Shield, but there was no way Renata was getting a kill on either Braum or Misfortune there.
Right, as we approach, I guess Baron is up, right? But we're at the 21-minute mark. I doubt anyone's going to go for it at this particular juncture, but red team does have it not only warded, but control warded. Garen pushes top and no one but Teemo is there to stop him. Backing off.
It's interesting to see that, like, there's multiple shutdowns on blue side from Shiny Fives, even though, like we talked about earlier, like gold is like only 1,000 apart. So
right,
if red team is able to get those shutdowns, they might swing the game back into their favor. At least gold.
Right, and red team, for the record, red team is not that far behind.
Yeah.
Right. They're only 1,000 gold down.
Yeah, exactly, and those shutdowns might just, put them firmly in the lead. It looks like teams are just posturing around the river, setting up vision.
Yeah, Nautilus getting really saucy here, coming in on the Garen and the Teemo fight as they just turn around and Frosty Penguin eats a ult to the face as Skrulls scurries to get away from the dogs. And 3 of red team just hanging out around, 5 of red team just hanging out around top lane.
Then Xiao's getting free damage on the bot lane inner turret.
Yep, everybody just completely ignoring bot lane. Nautilus going down to answer, but I don't think it's going to be in time. Will he get this turret?
I think...
No, he will not.
Snoops is respecting the Nautilus damage. I mean, with the Abyssal Mask and the Leandry, he's like, this Nautilus will hurt, so...
Yes, and he will not only hurt, but he will make him regret. He'll make him rue the day he ever crossed the Nautilus.
Trolls with that solo kill onto Caitlyn just in the midst of 3 members of red team. That's a pretty good pickup right before a dragon.
Yeah, and Skrulls taking advantage of the invisibility, right? Like, making it seem like C9 Snoops is just sitting there alone. Spellfire, like everybody's just setting up for this Drake.
Yep, they're setting up for the Drake. They're posturing. We'll see if a fight, when and where the fight breaks out. Shiny Fives are a little bit split up with 3 on one side and 2 on the other, but they're grouping up now. Caitlyn is making her way back down right now, so this is a perfect time to engage, but doesn't.
Yeah, but look at the red team shroom. Look at the Teemo shrooms, right? The Teemo, that's their escape.
Yeah.
So I think this is going to prove to be an interesting fight if red team pretends to run away, right?
Yeah. Red team is starting the dragon now, but blue team is in the area.
Yeah, blue team's in the air. They're hanging back, but they probably just going to be a misfortune alt here to steal it. Try to steal it. Everybody engages, but unfortunately it's too late. So we got a whole lot of blue deaths on this team.
Yeah. It's so far a 2 for 2.
It's 2 for 2? Yeah, never mind. I misread that. It looked like I thought three blue. It's hard when you're not playing to keep an eye on which one's which.
Yeah, I think it was, but red team does secure the dragon, so I think they went out in the end. Unfortunately, just blue team didn't have the exact access to the pit in the same way red team did, and red team was able, Frost and Feld was able to pick up the dragon.
Yep, they secure an inner turret here mid lane. But they're tied on dragons, tied on turrets.
You want to replay.
But they've got the void grubs, which makes the pushing a little bit all that much easier.
Yeah,
we've got a replay.
Let's look at that dragon fight again.
Yeah, go for it.
Yep. So it looks like Space Dandy and Snoops are trying to jump into the pit with the blast cone, but just a little bit too late, and unfortunately, red team just walks out of that misfortune ult. So then it's like turns into a really messy back and forth fight. I think it was a good, good quick secure on the dragon.
Go back to live. Okay.
On dragon from red team, and like they very quickly pulled away, even if they did get over 2 deaths.
They did. They really did.
We haven't mentioned this earlier, but this Garen actually has Ghost instead of Flash, and I was raising my eyebrows a little bit at that early game, but I think it's really helped Garen get out of like some tricky situations with Teemo.
Oh yeah, once he gets into his
oops, yeah, just unfortunately, even with the ult, not able to live there. And Teemo gets another tower bot lane. Eve is looking for to pick up stragglers in the bot lane, but isn't going to find anyone.
Yeah, Eve's whole shtick is to find people who are alone and make sure that they really wish they were near their friends.
Yep. I think from Frost and Phil jungle, we're again seeing some really good map play from them. Like they've taken 2 towers mid lane, 1 tower each in top and bot, while both of their mid lane turrets are still up. So even if they did lose 2 towers top, so and I think mid lane push is always important. And yeah, I really want to see Shiny Fives get that mid lane turn to have more pressure on the objectives.
It's true. And the unfortunate thing there is Nautilus went in and got the blue team's blue buff again, right? So not much can be done about that.
And speaking of getting the mid lane turret, the mid lane turret just fell, so that's good. It gives them, it'll just help with the objectives a little bit more for Shiny Fives.
As we got 5 men red mid coming down. I'm assuming setting up for the dragon that's going to be happening in a minute here.
Yeah, Maple stole the blue buff, but Charles responded in kind. So
this is blue team's next dragon fight. Hopefully for them it goes better than it did the last time.
Yeah,
because they have since secured or maintained their gold lead. Neferi coming in and ulting Scrolls ulting away to get away from that. Nautilus grabbing Frosty Penguins and killing him as the rest of blue team scurries away.
Yeah, Spellfire.
I thought it was Teemo. My bad. Oh, Teemo got the kill. My bad.
Yeah, Teemo got the kill. Yeah, but I mean, just 5 of red team just barreling down mid, and are into the jungle at least in that case, and now they're heading straight towards Baron with the man advantage.
right? And not only does blue team not have well, they do now, but there's some shrooms in between them and where they need to be. So they're just turning and getting it's handshake. They're getting Baron or Dragon. Excuse me.
Yep. Yep. The team's just going to get the Dragon, red team's just going to get Baron, but with how well red team has been pushing, and they're going to be really scary with that Baron. We'll see if they can crack an inhibitor with it.
Nautilus grabbing that Braum and just going to town on him with his AP damage, chasing after him. Caitlyn securing the kill. Oh, did not secure the kill with an ult.
Yeah, just Braum, unfortunately, not having an opportunity to proc the stun onto Nautilus. Maybe that would have gotten him out, maybe. But even with, I doubt that would have been enough, even with Caitlyn there. So.
Yeah, that E damage is what killed him. And when you're running away from a Nautilus, it's just going to pop up all around you, whether you like it or not.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so the chat's calling out that the Spellfire's defense is on point this game, and it is, right? Like,
yeah. Especially in that bottom jungle fight there, like getting Shralls out was really impressive.
And it was a great pick into the
Renata.
Renata's ult can cause some serious team damage.
Mm-hmm. So far, Frost and Phil Jungle have not gotten much out of this Baron except for like that one kill onto Braum. So we'll see if they can. They're pushing down mid now, but Misfortune is here along with Karen.
That's right. Blue team has lost their lead in gold, but not by much, right? It's still within the margin of error.
Yep. Troll's trying to look for a flank here, but Caitlyn being very smart with setting those traps.
Yeah, and I mean the whole team's there, right? Like it's just going to be one stray Q. Nautilus grabbing Braum with a Q, Misfortune returning with an ult as red team desperately tries to retreat because they took a Misfortune ult to the face.
Yeah. Again, perfect like Misfortune Braum ult combo there from Spellfire and Shades. Really like stops the entire push from Frost and Phil's.
Absolutely. Yeah. Forces an entire team reset.
Yep. And then with Evelyn on ult on top of that, yeah, there's so much damage.
Teemo. We've got a replay of that fight. Let's go ahead. We'll watch the replay.
Yeah. So as you can see, Nautilus is engaging onto Braum, but that's not exactly the target you want. And then immediately the Braum ult goes out, the Misfortune ult goes out, and then Shralls is like engaging onto them and takes a nice ult. Nice Renata ult from DSauce to stop any further potential damage coming out from Shiny Fies, but that does stop the Baron push completely. And I think Baron has worn off by now. Good flash out from the Braum. This Nautilus has been looking for that Braum a lot.
Really, the Nautilus, Maple Mamba has been cruel to anyone who is even close to his Q.
Yeah. Interestingly, Maple Mamba is not going for a tanky Nautilus build, going for Dusk and Dawn here as a third item. Continuing that AP Nautilus build.
Yeah, those Teemo shrooms starting to do damage. Only seeing 2 scanners out of blue team.
But look at that vision score from the supports, 92 and 106. They've been really...
They've been busy.
Yeah.
They've been busy, yeah.
I think Shralls really needs one of those sweepers, especially with...
Yeah, it needs a sweeper or needs... it probably wouldn't really make that sense on her. What's the name of the item?
Umbral Glaive, yeah. Umbral Glaive would not make
sense
on Evelyn, unfortunately, so it really needs that sweeper. think.
They're setting up for these bush kills again, right? 16-13. Nautilus looking for a Q. Eve looking for... I think Eve was actually surprised about that. Was in that bush and then just saw a ward pop down and 7 people on the other side.
It looks like this is gonna this round is gonna just be secured by Frost and Phil. Like Eve has no way into the pit. Just did flash in, but too late.
Yeah, even so late that I don't think anybody noticed she was there as they all ran.
Yeah.
Eve coming back in from the behind the Teemo. The Teemo chasing after C9 Snoops as Eve chases in. Teemo realizing what's happening, turns around, goes onto the Eve, kills the Eve. C9 Snoops kills Teemo.
Yeah.
As C9 Snoops takes damage over time, may die to the burn.
Nope. Barely surviving on like 10-7 H1, a few 10% HP or less. Good flash out from Shades. I don't know if is it enough to get them out. Yeah, I think with the Braum there it is. Meanwhile, Garen is just taking the inhibitor turret up top lane.
Yeah, Garen doing Garen things. As everybody realizes at the same time and starts recalling.
Yeah, with the nice job on the Teemo to get a return kill there in the bot lane.
Yeah, I think it's still anybody's game, right?
Yeah.
3-3 on drag. It is dead even gold-wise. Nocturne recalling. Will he get away? Misfortune notices, tries to E, but not in time, unfortunately.
Yeah. So we're tied up on Drakes. Turrets are a little bit in blue team's favor, but otherwise, like, still a very even game. I think it's pretty much an even game. Only 100 gold, 200 gold apart for the two teams.
Right, really. And it is, like, such a great... I mean, no matter what happens at this point, such a great performance on all sides. And Eve stacking. I didn't notice that before. Dark Seal on Eve. So she's really betting she's not going to die.
Yeah. Again, teams are posturing around Baron. Red team has better vision, and again, Nautilus hook connects onto Braum.
Connects onto Braum as Braum shields and runs away. Nefiri halting Skrulls as that doesn't work out so well.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the Braum and Misfortune just cut out there by like the collapse of 4 members.
Yep.
Garen, meanwhile, is pushing top bot lane by themselves.
Yeah, and this is going to be a handshake, right? Garen's going to get bot lane as red team will secure Baron. And blue team may get the Teemo, but...
No, Teemo's just going to W and waddle away.
Baron secured. Teemo slowed. Flashes away from C9 Snoops. C9 Snoops getting some long shots with his spears.
Good ult from the Nautilus to get both the Xinjiao and the Evelyn. And and a great hook from Nautilus again.
Thanks, Ben. Nautilus grabbing...
Yeah, and I think that's just game. There's only Garen left, and yeah, just really getting hooks from Nautilus to engage onto the remaining members of Shiny Fives.
Garen may try to be able to do something. Nope, not so much. Turret falls, and the Nexus falls, and that is a red team victory. That is a close game.
Yeah, it was really close until like the last couple fights where just Frost and Phil jungle was just taking over.
Wow. That's right, yeah. And that Nautilus, I think, really turned... I think the MVP for that one has to go to the Nautilus. Nautilus was everywhere. And really did some unexpected damage as a Nautilus.
For sure.
Yeah, I would just joining back in, having watched that. I am so surprised at Nautilus Jungle. I mean, I know we've seen it a couple of times over the course of this season, but
usually it's tank.
Yeah, I mean a little bit of AP, but this was supernaturally effective. Like crazily effective.
Did anybody notice the damage that he did? Is there a way we can get that data or no?
We may be able to if we have it from someone who was in the game.
Oh, it's not that big, but I was just curious.
Getting onto the. You know, let me see. Let me see if I could see it through the match history.
I was just curious.
Nope, we can't see it.
No. So we'll have to message one of the 10 people who are in the game.
Okay.
27K. 27K, they said. So 27K from Nautilus.
Wow.
Okay.
I know it's late and we want to honor someone from these teams after all of their hard work. I wish we could honor everyone because every game was like dead heat into 20, 30, nearly 40 minutes of the game.
It was.
There was highly competitive teams here.
Highly competitive and great hooks and great just map awareness from everybody.
Yeah, great map awareness, great engages from everyone. It really was like, dead heat early in the game. Shiny5 is getting maybe more kills, but Frost and Phil getting CS leads. And it was really just like the map and macro play towards the latter half of each of the games that really determined who won.
Yeah, and if you are in chat, vocal reminder, I know John is messaging in the chat, but even if you're on the stream, vote for who the series MVP is in the chat. It looks like right now both Maple Mamba and DSauce are at Maple Mamba just edges out. Let's see. We may end up asking Maple Mamba to come on stream and give us a final word before. Stick around, because some of the prizes for the end of the season will also be given out tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Nautilus Jungle is the GOAT. I agree, Juniper. 100%.
Second only to Thresh Top.
Right, Thresh Top, Pinky Soup. That's the real. We may see that next week, right? Or no? Is Pinky Soup not in the Ruby Invitational?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think. Yes, Pinky Soup is in the Ruby Invitationals.
Okay, we may just see that. And we have the series MVP for the Season 2 Pearl Invitational of the winning team is Maple Mamba.
Oh!
Frosted and
Hello.
Filled. Hello. Welcome.
How's it going?
Congratulations.
Congrats.
It's going well. How are you feeling?
Oh my gosh! Once the game was over, I had to take my headset off and take like deep breaths.
Yeah, those seem to be like very intense back and forth games. Like, the kind of games where you like, I just need to like take 5 minutes to like relax before you can like be normal again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna vote for David or DSauce for he had some like amazing ults like that. You guys saw that mid lane fight, right? Towards the end of the game, like they were kind of like chasing us, and then DSauce threw out the ult with Renata. I wanted to jump through the screen and give him a hug. That's like so good.
Yeah, he had some really clutch Renata ults that like stopped the forward momentum from Shiny5s for sure.
All right, enough about him. Oh my God, did y'all see those hooks at the end? Woo!
Yeah, you hit multiple like 3 or 4 hooks just back to back. That really,
I think it was like five hooks in a row.
Yeah, 5 hooks in a row. Just really like that last few minutes. It just really like got all the snowballed the kills and like just really closed out that last push.
Oh, I was locked in, baby. I was locked in. And DRK, Gazins loves Nautilus Jungle, and I actually replaced him in the Invitationals because he was being a good boyfriend and went on a beautiful date. And so then I got to play more video games. So luckily, I'm single and lonely, so I was available to play. So
that's right. Anybody single and out there looking for a jungler, You know,
Yeah.
For a Nautilus jungle.
just
I
throwing
was
it
like,
out there.
I was definitely like, given that you did replace Gaijins, who is now for the Nautilus, I knew you were gonna I knew there was a Nautilus in jungle gonna happen tonight at some point. And it's really nice to see in the game 3.
I should have did it second game. Oh my god, that second game was. Whew, that was rough. Don't do tank Hecarim. That's not it. That's doing zero damage.
Yeah.
You had
were
your
surviving
moments of being a fast horse running around and baiting.
I did steal a Baron in that game though. I did steal a Baron. So
that was a really clutch steal for sure. That
That was
definitely
a good steal.
slowed the game down.
Very
yeah.
good.
Did
All
you
right.
guys have fun watching the games?
Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah,
I'm very excited for Ruby next week.
Yep, us too, for sure. But I'm sure you were feeling it. I mean, with having to take off your headset and take a breather. How were you keeping your cool in between games, especially after winning the first and then losing the second? What were you thinking going into game 3?
At game 3, I was just trying to tell everyone like game 2 was rough and that was just a throwaway. So we just had to lock in and like focus in on the third one because I know from like Shades and Spellfire and Trolls were being so competitive, and VRK knows I'm very competitive, so I had to lock in. I was like, we're not losing too. So luckily our mid lane we were confident in our mid lane like every game. Like Psy Hero, he's been in CMSA for a while, and you know it's just easy to trust somebody like that. So I was pretty confident with that, and then I personally think I'm the best jungle in Peril, so you know I was confident in myself too, and Gaijin taught me well on Nautilus, so I was pretty confident in that too. And Medeo's, yeah, I think in the second game we were trying to be a little too smart with the picks, and we were trying to like pick against them. And then in the third game we just went back to like what we're comfortable on, and I think that's like that gives you the most confidence for sure going into the third game, right? So
and team comp.
Yeah,
team comp for sure. Yeah,
it's certainly a team game, no matter what. At the end of the day, and no team had someone who did it all by themselves. I think everyone acknowledges that.
Yeah, for sure. Like I thought DSauce could have got MVP for sure. And Psy Hero was just perfect. Like they were consistent like every game, like, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much and congratulations. We won't keep you too much longer because I'm sure we're going to invite John on pretty soon to start giving out the prizes.
You don't have to apologize. I could sit here and talk for hours. Like, okay, no, I talk way too damn much. So, like, you guys need to get rid of me.
Like,
so.
Maybe like a final question. Like, I like noticed like especially all the games, it really was like the map and macro play that like really close to the game. So like, who on your team was doing like a lot of the shot calling and like objective?
Oh, it was me. It was me. I talk too much to let someone else shot call. So I'm just I'm talking nonstop. So. Let me back in Pearl. I want to fight Maple Mumble in the jungle. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Yeah, no, I think like because in the first game we got up 3-0 on the drags, and then like the enemy team kind of has to play around that like all game, right? So I think it's really important to kind of like focus on the jungle objectives there. Void grubs too, like even void grubs. I was telling DSauce like to kind of leave lane and come up and try to help secure the objectives because I know once you get ahead early, it kind of, especially Evelyn, like Trolls is amazing at like ganking and getting lots of kills, but Evelyn's not really great at like taking objectives by themselves. So kind of had to like double down on making sure we were securing the objectives and then put the pressure on them that way. So.
Yeah, that Renata roam for grubs at game 3 was really pivotal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and then Renata's passive is so helpful too on the jungle objectives, right? So. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, thanks so much for having me on. Those games were a blast. So.
Thank you for coming on and congratulations again.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. It was great. And shout out all my team members too. So.
GGs.
They're awesome too.
All right. And so now.
Do I leave or do you guys kick me out? How's it work? Sorry.
we could kick you out if you want. You could go back to your team if you want to go, or you go to the watch party. But
I
we'll
think
have.
I went to bed, to be honest.
Okay. Have a good night.
There's prizes.
Good night,
There's prizes.
Maple.
Okay, yeah, I'll stick around. Yeah, you guys have a good night. See you later.
Good night.
All right. So let's have John come on as long as we're still ready for some prizes. All right. In just a second. Oh, hi, John.
Hello.
John.
Oh, let me see. I'm going to stream, not League of Legends, my browser.
Okay. And I can bring it up.
How's it look?
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
How's it look?
You want me to stream this whole thing? Okay.
Yeah.
1 second. Uh-oh. I was hearing myself on stream, so I'm just gonna mute it. All right, hold on 1 second. Let's get that up.
It looks like we're doing 2 Pearl draws, 4 Ruby draws, and 2 Topaz draws.
Okay.
And then
Okay,
1
just
general. So, are y'all ready?
hold on 1 second. Let's bring it up for everyone. And now we're ready. Let's get rid of the League of Legends comment.
All right. I will be rolling Pearl first.
All right.
See what we get.
What's on the border?
It's on the border.
Frosty Penguins. Congratulations.
Frosty is our first winner.
What does Frosty win?
He wins a free random skin worth, I believe, like $9.75 or above.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, nice.
Congrats
Yes.
to Frosty
Okay.
Penguins.
And then second roll.
Oh, there we
is
go.
Trolls.
Trolls, congratulations. And this is
Yeah,
the same
congrats.
prize?
Yes. They're all going to be 970 RP random skins that are worth like 975
Nice.
or
Nice.
795. All right. So now we're on to Ruby, which will be 4 draws because it has the most people.
Great. All right, I can see how many colors are on this. And the PP
The
Bandit.
PP Bandit.
Someone who Mike never let me refer to as PP Bandit because it is the PP Bandit. Congratulations.
It is. Not PP Bandit. The. Frosty Penguins. My nemesis.
Okay, and then
Bye,
we've got
Belush.
Bye Belisha. Congratulations.
Bye,
2
Belisha.
support players in a row. In Pride Month.
Wow. It is fitting.
All right. And then Pose is our third winner in Ruby. Pose, congratulations.
Last one.
All right. Oh,
We got Blazing Bowman.
Blazing Bowman, congratulations.
All right, now on to Topaz.
Okay, Topaz.
How many draws are there for Topaz?
2, same as Pearl.
Okay. Boomer to Walrus, congratulations.
Cuckoo Cachoo.
Oh, I forgot to remove Ola.
Because he's the walrus. Beatles joke. Fine.
I got it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then
when it has
the
to be
rush,
explained.
oh my gosh. ADC on ADC. Congratulations. Double congratulations.
And now one final draw with everyone's name in it.
Everyone.
Though we will not be doing people who already won.
Okay.
Okay.
If you already won, you don't win.
If you already win, so they lose.
Speaking of
There's
which,
Pose. Oh
we do it.
gosh. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Pose, on your first win, not on this one.
ooh,
There we go. I think we got it. We got it. We got it.
Ginger
Yeah.
Oxide. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Awesome.
There you go.
And that is it. Congratulations to all of our
Oh.
winners.
Yeah, that's I think that's a wrap.
That is a wrap. Just as a reminder, this is your tier list for CMSA mid lane. Since we spent so much time on it, let's internalize that, okay?
Internalized.
All right.
Yeah.
And so, John, thank you for coming on and ending it with all of these wonderful gifts that will be given out to the community. Are we
Yeah,
going to
for
have more
sure.
prizes next week or the week after?
Unfortunately, this was the end of season prizes, so
Okay.
we will not have any more.
We will,
Okay.
we will not, but we will, John, on the other hand, have Ruby, 3 games of wonderful play from Ruby in the Ruby Invitational, which I can bring up right now. We're going to see these teams that are on screen right now. And then after that, the next week, we're going to be seeing the Topaz Invitationals. And make sure Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Central, you're tuning in to twitch.tv/CMSA Esports right here and catch them. Mike and I will be joined by even more guests, special guests. Thank you, DRK, for joining us. Thank you, John, for coming on. Thank you, Maple Mamba. Thank you, Mike. And thank you, Kelton, on the replays.
Yeah, I had a
And-
great
Yes.
time casting tonight. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. And thank you all for watching.
Thanks everybody, and have a good night. Cork says good night too.